Hi.
Hello, and welcome to the Partner Panel. Let's just get right into it. YOLO, right? Let's just start talking about the update. I really don't know if this update is going to be a lot to talk about or not enough. I think it might be a good amount depending on how much we dissect, right? But I wanted to ask you guys real quick. How do you guys feel about the current draft menu in Fall?
I mean, there's a lot that needs to be done to it. Like, I don't like the lighting in it. Like, also you can't. It's so dark lighting on somebody's face. You can see their skin that you're wearing, but like you can't see their face. It's like, nope, I don't want you to know who I am. So, but like, there's different things that are going on with it. But feel wise, I mean, it definitely it needs an update for sure.
Interesting. And Mangoose, Stun?
I mean,
Mangoose, are you muted?
Mangoose might be muted. Stun, you were saying, I feel like you started to say something and then you're like, let me think about it.
I didn't really think much of it because I always figured it's probably like a placement holder. Like,
okay.
It's eventually going to change. So I didn't pay attention to like the draft menu or any of the menus, to be honest with you.
Okay. I feel that. Now,
I was muted.
He was, right? All right, go ahead, Mangus. What do you think about the current draft menu?
I think it's serviceable, but it doesn't feel complete. It just feels kind of placeholdery. But I mean, there's nothing wrong with it. I don't have any complaints about it. I don't have any problems with the draft. But yeah, it just doesn't feel like it's the finished product yet.
Okay, interesting. And the reason why I was asking is because not everybody was there since day one. Back when we had the jankiest profile pictures on the jankiest background with the jankiest bars moving across the screen. You get me? So when you sit here and look at the current Vault draft system, it really doesn't look that bad. Kind of like what Mango said there for a second. It doesn't. It's not necessarily that it's bad, but it almost leaves you wanting more, right? Mm-hmm. So I'm glad that we already saw that they're addressing certain little draft areas and such, but I do find it interesting that the draft background is something that they're actually focusing on. It looks like quite a bit, probably a bit more than I thought they would. I thought it was just going to be some like, sorry for lack of a better term, but some sort of half-ass, like in most games, like, you know what, we're just going to throw a random background back there. They probably won't even fucking notice,
Yeah, there's not much time spent in the draft lobby. You got time in your main lobby that you're going to spend around looking at your home screen and your store and all that stuff. So that's really something you're going to be spending around with. The in-game, the HUD and how that stuff's going to look. That's going to be where your time's going to be spent. The draft side of it, it's not much time. So, but I think to me, that's a good sign. The fact that they show this much work on something that they're not going to see that much, and it looks great. So if this is going to look that great, imagine something that you're going to spend a lot of time with, how it's going to look there.
Yeah, now, I'll tell you this, too. It's actually a pretty damn good second impression, I would say, because the first impression would be the menu, right? But then once you're actually going into the game, to be able to go into, like, a more immersive, better-looking environment is honestly not that bad. I would say that kind of also erases the expectations to what the map is going to be. So I definitely think they got to bring their A game map wise, right? But I do want to go ahead and read the initial part of their statement here. So they start off with, "Hello, Fall Fam. This week's blog, we're seeing more updates for patch 14. We spoke about our new systems that will be implemented once 14 comes around. We will continue to showcase different updates leading up to the major patch." Then they mention the lobby map, as we were mentioning. Now they say here, "Let's show something a little different this time. Our level artists have been hard at work creating these amazing new maps for our new lobby. You're looking at the new Dawn lobby map. This map will appear for players in the draft on the Dawn side of the map, along with its incredible lighting. Your hero will stand in the middle of this breathtaking scene as you choose your team to go into battle." Now I'm actually going to open this up on the stream a little bit bigger so everybody can just focus on the image. But let's start with Stunt. What do you think about this picture, bro?
I was more excited about this picture when I saw it. Reason being is because when the mastery systems kick in, it's one thing to look at a little frame around your hero, and it's another thing for your hero to appear even in the middle of these circles. If you had like all 5 of them appearing as your teammates pick and choose who they want to play with, and their mastery systems, their skins actually appear, it would look really nice, to be honest with you.
I didn't even think about that.
Show off, the ones who want to show off and have fun, like show people, see, this is what I got before it even starts.
I didn't even think about that, because right now you only see your character and that's it, right? And then, like, if you play a game like Paladins, you get to see your team as they pick. You know, they're all set up behind you, and your person's the main one up front, and your team's surrounding you. That's actually pretty cool, and I think that's gonna be a great idea to show off some things like that.
And if SMS can pull it off, whereas you don't, it doesn't bring up your character after you've picked. It brings up different characters. Like, you know how Mortal Kombat and all these other games are? As you're picking characters, it brings up their image. So people see like how many mastery skins you have, and you know what I mean? And coordinate it. It'll look pretty nice with their animations, as a matter of fact.
I wonder if, because in this picture we see technically 3 spawn platforms. Now that makes me curious. Does this mean we're actually going to see other players on here? Are we going to be the only character in the middle, or are we low-key looking at the new core spawn for Dawn side of the new map, and this is a bigger teaser than we think?
It can't be.
Why is that?
So when I first saw this image, I thought this was an image of their map, and I'm looking at it thinking, how the fuck? Why is there 1 behind and then 3 up front? Like, are you going to spawn in front of your core? And that's the only way that makes sense, is if that back one is the core. So this has to be just a lobby map. Otherwise, what the hell is that?
But the arrow's pointing this way. I mean, on those platforms, they're pointing this way. I would think that we're looking away from Dusk side, right? This is Dawn, right? So we're looking away from Dusk side right now. Right. This would be the back corridor, is what I would be saying. So if you're not spawning in front of the core, that just might be something, I don't know, badass extra, you know, there. I think the core is still behind where the picture's being taken. With that theory. All
See,
right.
I would disagree with you, Bearded, because that would just be a lot of wasted space if that's the case.
Yeah, and you're about that wasted space. Here's my reason of going against. I don't think this is it, because this is inside. Like, we're in it. You can see the light coming through. Like, we're inside somewhere right now. So I don't see how that. I would love for that to be implemented into the map, how that's going to work, but I don't. Every MOBA I've seen has been outside, exterior. So
that would be an interesting twist.
Which is why I got excited too when I saw this. I was hoping this is part of the map. I was hoping the map was inside like a dome, an invisible dome or something like that. It's like an indoor-outdoor type map.
Yeah, like you imagine you have to enter the enemy's base just to reach their core.
And then, like in even in Paragon and all these other games, when Greystone uses his ult or Muriel uses his ult, and you're high above everybody, you kind of see a lot of empty space. It's almost like the map's not complete; it's just floating in the air. I was hoping this is more of a indoor/outdoor kind of map where it's a closed-off dome. It's a complete map. That's the vibe I got from it. But Mangoose has a good point. Why would you have that little area in the back? Doesn't make sense.
Like, I'll be real, I looked at it and I don't know, bro. Like, maybe it's just my simple mind, but when I look at this, I see a core that hasn't dropped yet into its place, and I see a big ass door that can easily open when somebody approaches it in the middle. And then you could easily fit another door to the left or the right around where those, I guess, windows are. You could easily fit doors as well there, entering from the left and the right lane. So it's not impossible. It would just be a weird structure for the fact that the enemies have to step down into the core area to smack it. Almost like heavily committing to hit the core. So that's why I was like, I'm not necessarily against it. I would totally still believe if somebody told me that this is a core picture. Because I'll be real with you, this is a lot of detail if it's only for a draft screen.
I think it is just for a draft screen, though. I really do think it is. Yeah, I think it looks beautiful. I think it really looks really good.
So let's go Windu's idea real quick and thinking all right, so we come into game, right? And this is where we at, or this is where we're at. We're facing, dust side, right? We got to go through that door, or maybe a door to the left or a door to the right. We can kind of exit, go to our lanes. I guess that you could do something like that, but again, I think as the enemy team goes to take core, that's too much to be around the core. Like to have to go, you're literally like now. As the defending team, all you have to do is hit the what's the term I'm looking for that doorway. It literally is just a
choke point.
Choke point. Thank you. Now it's just a choke. You literally just defend back and just defend the choke points. You're not really. They can't get to the core. So what you would have to do is something League of Legends style, like when you would start attacking the towers, the shield starts coming off. So once the inhibitors go down, like these walls start to crumble. And they have a way to get to that core for that. That's the only way I can see that this working if this was actually map.
Well, the reason to follow up on you, yes, usually every core actually has those choke points. Like we see it even in the current map. The choke point is that tower entrance. Besides that, you have to use verticality to get around the traditional choke point. Which what I see on here is there's traditional choke point with a door.
That is not a choke point. We're talking about
the tower entrance.
This door, the tower entrance, you can fit a whole 5-man team in. You can't fit a 5-man team through that door.
Bro, you don't know how wide that door opens. That door goes all the way to that line. That middle line goes all the way to the top. You don't know how far that opens.
All right, you're wrong. That's all I'm gonna say. There's no way that door is not gonna be as big as what you're saying. That's not a lane width door. That's because just imagine like, we're not that far from it, and the podium where you spawn on or whatever, that's a person, right? So all right, yeah, maybe I'm just judging by the distance here. Depth perception tells me I could probably fit 2, maybe 3 of those little things inside there. So that's 3 people that are going through that door. You can fit more than 5 coming through those where the inhibitors are at. That's not a choke.
So
choke point means literally you're like, hey, we have to go one by one.
So where I would challenge you is that you're under the assumption that all tower entrances are always going to stay the same width, where they're not that same width in every MOBA. Like for example, Smite is known for having narrower entryways into towers. For example,
and that's fine. You can. I'm not saying you can, but it's still not a little. Literally, I'm saying like you can only get like we.
Okay, then doesn't that mean the entire team has to commit to take a tower if it were that size?
A tower or core, like this is like we're trying to end it. Like, hey, guys,
no, I get you, but regardless, doesn't that mean the team has to commit? If you have a bigger,
you can't commit. It literally one person goes in, all of a sudden, all right, CC. Guess what? Now we're all stuck out here. We're trying to go through here.
Windu, question. Let's say it is an indoor core.
Okay.
And that means this picture is a little bit warped because from the looks of it, it loses verticality. If Muriel or Greystone jump into the air, they're hitting that ceiling.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah, I mean,
I busted her face.
I don't know about the ceiling on the leaping. I think those side entrances, like the windows, are like perfect height for Greystone to jump over or for Gideon to teleport over.
Yeah, Kalari or Gideon. Yeah.
Yeah, and then they could easily code it so Muriel just honestly goes through the roof through her ability because it's celestial. It's fucking magical. You don't need it for fucking reason. You feel me?
Yeah. I mean,
she can go through a roof if she fucking wants to. She's a glowing robot that's putting out energy.
The way I initially pictured it was you have your characters dead center a little higher on the on the page. You have the 2 teams on the left and right, and then you have an entire figure of your selected hero on these little platforms. That's how I originally pictured it.
I mean, it would be cool if you have all 5 side by side and they just populate with their team.
Yeah, if you zoom out and you have all 5 there, it'd be awesome.
Yeah, because that's another assumption too. The fact that this is all we get, when this easily could be a zoomed in version.
Yeah. But if we're going with that, the same like we were talking about earlier, like Paladins, right? And Paladins, like I said, you're the main focal point in the front, and then you have these little platforms, just like you see in the back there, that left and the right, those platforms.
Very smart, yeah.
That's where your team lines up at, and they kind of stand there. So you could have one to your right, one to your, they literally stand left and right to you, and then you have 2 in the back on those platforms. That would be your whole team, and you could still see them from here.
Maybe, I don't know. I just know that if you, like, just looking at the little details, if this is any indication of what the new map is going to look like, that's actually super cool. Because we can see reflections on the floor. We can see the lighting, the rays of light coming through. Yeah, almost ray tracing-ish sort of lighting coming through, right? That are actually affecting the ground and whatnot. You can actually see in there the little blue orbs that are just, like, glowing on the side. That's a new little interesting design. What if we're going to see designs like that throughout the lanes? Like, if you feel me? Because currently those towers right now have some sort of similar orb design, which are very monolith-like, right? What if they're going to throw their own little twist onto those and be like, hey, this is our style. We're changing things up, which I support. More individuality.
Oh, definitely.
You know?
Yes. Bring Fault into the game. Take Paragon out.
Another theory. Look at the ceiling. When you look at it above the orb, you see those lines, like those cracks. And then if you look down onto the gate or the door that Windu was talking about, what if when the game starts, that ceiling opens up and the door opens up completely to the sides, revealing the entire area? So that the middle door will split in half, opening up to the sides, and that ceiling.
You imagine like it opens up like a curtain.
And this little thing comes down as a core.
I'll be real.
Badass.
It'd be dope. Honestly, even just the core dropping while some cool animation, like little things like that. Like even if that animation only lasts for 5 seconds, that shit's kind of mind blowing. Like even like when the core blows up at the end, the camera moves and shit. Little shit like that's amazing.
It would be a beginning and ending to the story, right? The beginning is that core coming down. Hey, the match is about to begin, and then the ending is the core exploding. You know, like so you have, and then that everything in between is the fight that the one with that. Back with that ceiling though, going with how beautiful this picture is. That because of what could be a core, up towards the ceiling, that aqua reflection on the ceiling because of what's in that that core is pretty cool. The art design with that as well. I like that.
Yeah, I'll be real. It kind of trips me up that I see blue glowing orbs, but every reflection is like lime green, aqua. You feel me? Like the blue glowing orb in the middle, the ring around it is aqua. All the light up on top is aqua. You look at like some of the bronze at the columns on the side, that kind of turns aqua. So maybe it's just the metal with that color when it hits it. I don't know.
Well, it's a combination of that. Yeah. So the light is a whitish yellow. The liquid itself or the orb itself is blue. Yellow and blue make the green, and that gold is going to have the old yellowish color. So it's going to give you that green color to it anyways.
That makes sense. The yellowish metal with the blue tint to it. Dude, I'll be real. I'm just excited, quite frankly, for
the color is blue and yellow though. So don't.
I don't definitely don't trust your opinion for blue and yellow for sure. But no, man. I'll be real. I think the most exciting part about this picture is the showing of the potential of what the map could look like, right?
Yep.
Because we all know what the current draft screen looks like you guys mentioned, a little bit on the dark side, not bad, but definitely could use a little bit more love, right?
Yep.
And if this much,
I like what you said, that those orb things like on the side, the pillars, like you don't see that anywhere in the game.
Yeah, and not just that. Look right next to them on the white wall. these like swirls of copper, just like little intricate designs. Dare I say, filled in mustaches. It's just like intricate designs, right? That I thoroughly enjoy. I want to see more of that, or like these runes are around that little spawn circle that you're at.
Yeah.
Imagine putting more of those runes throughout the map, giving it a little bit more originality, a little bit more vibe. Like I'm just excited for what it brings. And I'll be real with you.
Are those orb things that we're talking about? Were those in Legacy or in Monolith? Because I don't remember them. I'm just being honest with you.
They look like
that at all. Or?
Go ahead.
No, I don't think they were. I don't think they were in Legacy or Monolith. I would love to see them in Fault. I'd love to see them around the towers, and I would like to see them go out when the tower gets destroyed.
That'd be cool. Like a visual indicator to let you know, hey man, all the towers on this lane are gone. That fire is out. Some bullshit like that.
Yeah, I mean, some carries kind of need that indicator to know when the tower's up or not, because they'll after an invade will try and retreat through the tower.
Oh, okay.
You know anything about that?
Retreating negative. IW key all day. Negative. Boy.
Hey, shout out for shouting me out on your YouTube video today. I appreciate that. Thank you. Yeah, I definitely should have ran through the tower and had the tower kill me instead. It didn't work out that way. I hate invading. All right, I hate invading. I didn't have the mindset of what I needed to do after an invade.
It's Bearded's worst pet peeve when a team invades.
I'll be real though. Look at this picture here, guys. And this is why, again, like another reason why I think this might be more than just a draft screen. One, I think it would just be way smarter to have your draft start where you're going to spawn and just use that background if you're already building a dope ass map, right? Second, if I look through the windows, I almost see like the structure and the ceiling sticks out and there's some design outside of this dome. Then my question would be, well, why is there design outside of the dome? Why isn't it just a flat fucking wall if this dome isn't going to be used for anything else? Because you can see through the windows these like little shapes that look like they're sticking out of the roof, or towers that are outside, or figures outside, or whatever the hell.
Where are you looking?
Look at the windows.
Yeah, you can see little spikes coming up.
Well, I just think that's the window.
No, I'm saying.
That,
so you think that spike coming out from behind the window that's a totally different color and darker?
I'm looking at a reflection. Sorry, that's what I'm thinking. Like, all right, you're actually talking about.
So like the right window. Look at the right window and how there's a black spike in the middle of the window. That's definitely a different color, different material, not part of that edge of the window.
I was looking at the light reflection, the shadow being presented on the wall on the far left there. That's what I thought you could coming through the window. I thought
no.
Something there. All right, so I see what you're talking about now. All right.
So it could very well be just a piece of geometry that's sticking out and it just happens to show up, right? Who knows? Or maybe there's actually more outside of this building. And then the question would be, why would there be more outside of this building if it's not going to be used?
And then the wording kind of throws you off too. It says you're looking at the new Dawn lobby map. If both teams are on the same character select, right? Why not have one single background? Show your team.
It's
only?
to show. It's to let
to let you know that you're going to be on dawn or dusk.
Right. It's so you strategy. You know how to pick. You're like, okay, I'm on the strong side. I'm on because you do have a strong side, a weak side, depending what side you're on. You know, I think on dawn side you have your dual lanes on the red buff side, so that's considered the strong side. If you're on the dusk, then you're on the blue buff side, and you know your jungler is going to be on red buff side first. So you now have to hold on a little bit longer.
I think the keyword on there is the fact that they're calling it a Dawn lobby map, not the Dawn lobby draft screen.
Mm-hmm. And I like the idea. If you're only going to have your team on here and you're going to have the dusk side on their side, you're going to use up the entire design. You know what I mean? It's going to look nice. That means you're not going to have the opposing team here. You're not going to know who you're playing against. That's what
you are.
Like.
You're still going to have to see the.
It might still pop up in a corner.
You're gonna the icons are gonna have to show up anyways, because you're gonna want to another more strategy. You're gonna want to know how to counter pick.
True. That's true too. That's very true.
I don't know. I just think the fact that, like you mentioned a great point there, the fact that they mention map and the fact that they say this map will appear for players in the draft, not this draft menu or draft lobby will be there in lab. You feel me? Like the map was going to show up in the draft, not this is a specific draft menu.
Yeah,
I don't know, man. I'm just saying.
and it's literally called Lobby Map Showcase.
I'm
Like
excited.
to me, that might be like the fact that it's showing you, hey, this is part of the map. We're teasing it right now. We just have it zoomed in. But who knows? This whole thing could be like a big, I don't know, courtyard looking thing.
Hey,
I don't know.
If that's what it is, I'm happy because I've been saying it from almost the very beginning that I want something fault in the game.
Like hella unique.
Yeah, we have all these Paragon assets that we keep reusing, and I understand it because it's easier and we're able to get things out there faster. But I want to start seeing original content. And if those like you guys don't remember that being in Paragon, those little orb things, whatever, if those are in the game, it's something small, but it's still something unique, and it's something that's showing you, hey, we can create something ourselves and put it into the game and have it work the way we want it to work. Whether it be just something on the map, doesn't have to do anything besides glow or whatever. Literally just something. I don't care if it's a wall. Like, hey, here's a design wall. You'll never see it anywhere else besides Infalt. That's something like just something that's their own. To show me that you can do that and you can implement it in the game. That's what I want to see. So I'm excited for it.
Now let me ask Mangoose, how do you feel about that mastery page there, Brian?
The mastery page is good. Do you think it's a sample? Do you think that's a sample image? Because I'm not real sure.
Nah, bro. I think you're jumping to conclusions on the word sample.
What makes you say it's a sample, Mangoose?
I don't know. Something just I don't know.
The word sample is just hitting him in the face. He feels like
I think
it might be personal.
It's very clear. It lets you know exactly where you are in your progression towards mastery, if that's what you're concerned about. Lets you know it's just very clear and concise, and I like it. I don't think there's anything to really complain about here, other than Fresher is a trash Grox because he doesn't have his master skin yet.
So I think again I agree with Mangus. It's very clean. It looks nice. I hope there's more that we can dig into it, because this is just showing you the skin itself when we know there's more to the mastery. And I believe it hints down here that at level 60 you're gonna get a frame unlocked.
That's what I was gonna say. That's what I was gonna say. There's gonna be frames in the game confirmed. I wonder if this is going to be like a Grux unique frame that only shows up when you're Grux, or it's this Grux frame. Like, can I pick Gideon but still have a cool Grux frame around my picture?
I think it's just every character has its own, because if you look at Silver on top, you have the spikes. Gold has that
does look different.
Triangle, and then Diamond and Master is not open yet.
I think those frames are going to change though as you go. As you level that up. I think that gold frame, when you max it out like the silver is, it could look almost very similar.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Because
like a progressor.
I'm max silver. This is as big as it's gonna get. And gold, hey, I'm only at 57. I still got stuff to grow. It might be still different. It's not gonna be like the ice spikes or what do you call that silver stuff there. So it's gonna be a little bit different, but it's still gonna be. It needs to kind of grow and say, hey, bam, I've now finished this one, and move on to the silver or the diamond.
Hey, man, can I just bring up on the side, kind of like what Logan Bader said in the chat? No, Grux, he's looking kind of suspect, but he looks bad as fuck, too. Like, he's looking awesome. Yeah. Like, he's looking very evil-ish for Grux, right?
I agree. That dark around his eye definitely stands out there.
That's really good lighting on him, yeah. It seems like they're really getting a grasp for how they need to be doing the lighting in the game.
That's a great point.
This picture, the foliage around him, the little flowers and stuff coming up from the little stone that he's standing on. You can see the foliage in the background. It's kind of, it's got that haze, look to it. But
this is also great angle to be honest with you. Like having Grux on the side, it's nice proportions, very good lighting. The silver, gold, diamond, master, they're all there, but they're not. It's like they're not too small, but at the same time, they're not fucking ridiculously, like oversized. And I can't help but look at that little silver border thing, and it reminds me of like Fortress of Solitude, very Supermanish, right? And then
Logan just said,
yeah, and then I look like at the gold, and it does look kind of like, yeah. I mean, maybe they're going for a simpler look, but that does kind of look like underwhelming compared to the other one, that Fortress of Solitude looking thing.
right? But I think once you show me 99 gold and let me see what that looks like. Because I mean
that'd be a cool detail.
Because you Diamond and Master don't have a border at all.
You know what? I will give that mindset to you based off of the little squares under silver and under gold. Silver has 3 squares, gold has 1. So I'm maybe under the assumption that gold hasn't gotten square number 2 or square number 3.
Maybe, maybe it's thirds, right? So 33, at 33 you get 1 square. At 66 you get 2 squares. At 99 you get 3 squares.
And more little spikies.
Yep.
Maybe. And I see a question that is asking, is it going to be up to 99 or down to 99? I'm going to go under the assumption that you're counting up to 99 and then the next rank starts at 1, because we see Silver Grux is still 99. So it looks like that one gets capped out and the overflow goes towards the next chapter that you're working on.
Yes, as well. Yep.
I mean, it's nice to see that they're still doing the whole, featured hero skin, emotes, towards avatars, and then gold.
Do you suppose they might be bringing back a banner? Sorry for cutting you off, brother.
No, you're good. Go for it.
Because these look banner like.
Banner-like.
The design looks banner-like. I like it.
These give me more of the what's that frame called when you go from the draft to the game in game, that little like
loading screen
lobby. The loading screen, thank you. Could not think of it. This looks like a loading screen profile to me more than a banner, though. I do hope they bring banners back, but that's
really?
what I think it could. Yes, I love the banners.
I hated them, bro. I thought that was such a pointless thing that meant nothing to me. I would look at a banner and be like, yeah, I still have no idea who the fuck got that kill. All right, I'm going to keep going.
How do you not know who got the kill?
Bro, because when I'm playing, I'm not sitting there looking up. Because first of all, those banners were way higher than what your average point of view was. You actually go up out of your way to look up at the banner. And even when I looked at the banner, I was like, okay, that's a Narbash banner. But they don't have a fucking Narbash on their team. Whatever. I don't care. I'm not looking. I'm just going to keep going. I'm wasting too much time looking at this bullshit.
I liked it because, I mean, all right, yeah, I guess that maybe when you're solo queuing, it's not going to mean anything to you. You just know that it's not your banner, right? So you didn't get the kill. So you go from there, right? But like, again, last night, me and Mangoose had some games last night, and he accidentally got some, KS kills, with his Richter little electrocution ring that he has, and he's like, it was later on, he's like, oh, I got that kill. He didn't notice it right away, but if his banner would have popped up, he would have like, fuck, I got that kill, and it would have been something you would easily could have known from that. So
start spamming sorry in chat.
I like it, right? I like banners. I'm all about it. But again, I want to bring it up again. I just hope that with this menu, it does look clean. I like how it looks. I just hope you can click on gold and go into that and see what you're close to getting, and not just not, hey, at 60 frame unlock. I want to know what's at 65. I want to know like what's my next grind after that frame, like, or maybe I don't want the frame. Like, what's my next thing that I'm digging for because I want something cool. I want to know. Like a battle pass, you're able to kind of see what's up with your next levels coming up. I want to know, all right, what am I getting at 65 or something or whatever. I want to know what my next build up to is.
I have a feeling I think the framework maxes out at 99. If you look out here, after 50 you have gold. If it goes to 60, it shows diamond. You know what I mean? I think that 99 above Grux just means he's a 99 level Grux player, but he's just using the silver. He's just using the silver skin. You see what I'm saying? If it makes sense. So the bottom portion is, because if you look at the chain, the locks, they're going in order in color. So at 60, if you unlock diamond, and then 90 or 100 you unlock master. That top of the Grux probably just means he's a maxed out master Grux player. He's just using the silver skin. You see?
No, he wouldn't. If he was a maxed out master Grux player, the master would be unlocked.
See, I would disagree with you there, Stunt, because when we see level 57, if you look at the progress bar, it's just barely past halfway to diamond. That alone would lead me to believe that 99 is the end of the bar.
Mm-hmm.
Because it looks like that bar at the bottom is progressive and moves closer. So being 57 makes sense to me, where it's just barely past halfway. But
yeah,
I do see the whole 60 frame unlock thing, and like you wanting to know more, for example, Pooch. I'll be real with you. I'm just glad that there's something instead of just a mastery skin. To be honest, like it would be cool. It would be cool to see it, but I don't know. I think that's kind of wishful thinking.
Why? I mean, again, I know this is like that's a AAA company. This isn't a AAA company, but like you had that with Paragon. You could go in and see what you were unlocking to get your, what banners you unlocked and stuff like that with your mastery system. Like you were able to see all that stuff. So why is it wishful thinking?
What if only? So let me bring that up to you guys. Imagine they don't implement that and they only keep it to where you only see down there what your next unlock is and the level. For example, at the next level 60, you unlock a new frame. Would you guys be okay with that? Would you want them more?
How about I'll answer it this way. I'm okay with the current draft lobby, but I want the new one. Does that answer that question? Yes, I'll be okay with it, but I want the improvement.
I mean, I get you. I'm just worried more about whether it would actually get done, considering it's not something that's arguably necessary when they're already doing so much that isn't quote unquote necessary, you know? What do you guys think? Stunt, Magus?
I had to go pee, so I'm a little lost.
So, all right. Why Stunt's gathering his thoughts and going to answer this question, I'll let you know where we're at. We're talking about the mastery and how you can see your mastery skins, silver, gold, diamond, master, right? Mm-hmm. But we know that there's going to be more things that you unlock. Hence the 60, frames. You're getting a frame unlock, right? There's going to be other things. I doubt it's just going to be a frame. I doubt there's going to be at level 65, you're going to unlock more matter or whatever. They're going to give you a matter boost. Like, hey, you got 25k matter for this. Thank you for getting level 65. Something like that, right? So I want to see that. I want to be able to click on gold and see my progress to diamond. Like, I want to know, like, hey, how Makes much sense. More? That's what I want to see. That's what I'm asking for. And Windu's saying, like, hey, is it something that's necessary?
Maybe not even in this screen, but like somewhere. I would like to see what the different tiers are and what they do unlock, if that is indeed the case. Like, it doesn't need to be just for Grux, like, right. We don't need to see it right here. But
because those are all going to be the same. Yeah, it's just going to be the different thing.
Individualized.
If I'm going to unlock a banner, it's going to be if I do it with Grux, I'm going to unlock. It's going to be a Grux banner. If I do it with Morgash, it's going to be a Morgash banner. Whatever, and therefore, so forth. Yeah, that's what we're talking about.
Yeah, I don't think we necessarily need to see it here. It would be nice to see it here so that everything is all in one place. But if we could just see it somewhere, like what we are going to unlock. And again, we're just assuming. We're making assumptions, which you know what they say about assumptions. Yeah. But
spicy.
All right, Stunt, what are your thoughts on this?
I think it just comes down to preference. To me, that it wouldn't make a difference if I saw the progress bar or not. Like, what I see here is enough for me. You know what I mean? If they tell me, hey, at level 60, we're gonna give you a new frame or 2 more horns on the top of the banner or whatever, it wouldn't make a difference. I think it just comes down to preference. So I agree both with you and Windu. Like, I mean,
it could be tomato or tomato.
I think it's a selling point. I think it's not a selling point. I think it's their main thing with 14 is, and Windows don't leave yet because I want your argument with this.
No. I'm here, bro.
So with their main thing with 14 is player retention, right?
Yes.
And right now you're only showing me that, hey, I can stick around for skins, and then it's just going to be hidden gems that I unlock along the way. If you show me what all I can unlock, that's something I'm going to press and grind for. Especially if it's something I see and I like, oh my gosh, the mastery banner at 98 just before I unlock mastery Grux, I have to get it. That banner's great. What if the banner at the end of 99, right, for just before, or sorry, 98, just before you unlock mastery Grux, is box Grux? What if you got a box Grux banner at the end? Like the OG Paragon.
That'd be funny as shit, bro.
That, dude. Right?
That would be funny as shit.
I see what you mean, and I agree. I agree. Some players are gonna come in just for that. Some players are gonna come in just for that grind.
Stick around.
Yeah.
I'll be real. I'll switch on over to the bearded side of this argument, quite frankly. Because here's the thing. Quite frankly, I don't. No, because here's the thing. Here's the thing. I don't necessarily care, but I'd be lying to you if I didn't buy a battle pass or if I didn't grind the shit out of a game just because I saw, like, bro, I'm gonna be real with you. Those cleaves that Grux get at level 98, I'm getting that bitch. I might only play Grux once a year, but that bitch is mine. Every time you see me on Grux, I'm going to have that shit on there. I'm going to flex on everybody. So I totally understand the fact that being able to see what the future rewards might incentivize you to grind even further. So that's almost something that might be necessary as a retention tool, even though it's not necessary as far as, well, this is information that you should have, because you don't have to have it. But it might serve as a better retention tool than anything.
I mean, I agree. There's a skin that Cooch plays with, the Gideon skin.
Gideon tough skin.
Yeah, had I known about Fault, I would have backed Fault 100% just for that skin. And you're absolutely right. I love it. And you're not the only one. There's a few other streamers that I've seen use that skin, and it's great. It's an amazing skin.
I think more skins like that are needed, like limited skins. Besides a mastery set, like I want them to hold an event and be like, hey, if you showed up for this month-long event, whether it be Halloween, they could do fucking Easter for all I care. I don't care. But if they have a month-long event and they say, if you show up and participate, you get this skin. But the only way to get that skin was that event. So now people look at it and be like, damn, bro, I wish I had that skin. You best guarantee that I'm going to be on the next event supporting, and now that event's going to be bigger just because people want that skin. And that's slowly but surely a way to incentivize individuals to participate in your events because they're getting exclusivity on some things. I think that would be a good idea.
You said Easter event, and now we got to put this out there, right? Now Grux is here. He's got his cleaves, right? So for Easter event, he's got to have those big old giant bubble wands. You know, the little bubbles. So when he swings, just bubbles. Just...
Hey, you want candy canes for Christmas?
There you go. We can do candy cane cleaves. Yes. See?
I'm gonna be real. I can't with y'all, but I 100% support it. I can't even be mad. I can't even be mad, bro. Cause that, like, in my mind, I'm like, that sounds stupid as shit. But I'm also that guy that would come out with a bitch. Yeah.
All right, now with that though, because right now we don't have the ability to mix and match or whatever, right? Like Call of Duty, right? You can like, oh, I want this gun. This is the gun I'm gonna put on. This is the skin I'm gonna put on this gun or whatever. You can kind of modify stuff with that. What if that was something you could do? Like you got you unlock these cleaves for Grux at level 95, and so now you have those cleaves. You can now use those ones, right? You want to use the War Chief skin, but you want these cleaves, whatever they are. You want to use the Candy Cane cleaves with the War Chief skin or something. You could mix and match them with that. I think that'd be something.
That's a dope concept
hard to do.
Well,
That's
I'll tell you,
people have been asking for a very long time. I'll tell you right now.
really.
People have always wanted to be able to have weapon skins in Paragon.
And I was going to say that's what it would be called. That's what I would call it, because that's how Overwatch does it, right? They got their main character skins, but then their weapons are different, and their weapons can have a reskin. Just like if you're a good rank player in Overwatch, you can unlock a gold weapon that no matter what skin you got, you can hold that gold weapon. And people see on the kill cams the gold weapon.
Yeah.
So it's technically possible, and each character has a weapon. Like, we could sit here and even think, like, what's Iggy's weapon? He can throw a different type of cocktail, Molotov cocktail, right?
Or turret, yeah.
Or a different type of turret that gets deployed. Yeah, maybe, sure.
Give Crunch some boxing gloves or something.
Ooh, could you imagine like devil Christmas trees as a turret? Like all of a sudden just throw a Christmas tree and this Christmas tree just starts shooting lights at you. That would be a badass turret for Iggy in Christmas time.
Bro, your creativity's off the wall today. I love this. You're coming up with some random stuff that I 100% support, bro. But I don't know. I think the bigger question is how much harder would be for them to work that into the back end. Because I feel like that's like a back-end system that once it's implemented, the mixing and matching, as long as you got the skin, YOLO, bro, right? Like, you got the War Chief Grux, hammers, for example. But then you got what was the name that we gave this season 0? The ancient bullshit thing, right? But then you got the ancient skin. We dubbed this season 0 like the ancient season or whatever, because everything was like Atlantis, Mayan, Aztec, whatever. Yeah. So we, that's kind of what we gave it. There's no official name. So, but I'm saying it's an interesting subject, and I think that would be super awesome. And if it's something that the community's requested for a while, if they could implement something of the sorts, they could actually throw into the mastery system the ability to get different weapons.
Right.
Like, that shit would be dope. Imagine your gold Grux, right? Imagine your gold Grux, but you don't. I don't know, how do I put it? Or imagine you're on your way to gold Grux, but you don't have fully gold Grux skin yet, right? But you unlock the gold cleaves like 10 levels before.
Yeah.
Shows
your mastery progress in game and stuff like that. Yeah, that'd be cool. Yeah, so that's. I think when it comes to the coding side of it, it might be something. And again, this is only speculation. I have no clue. I'm not a dev at all. I have nothing to do with this. But like, let's say you have the code for Grux himself, right? And that's everything, right? In that code, somewhere is his cleaves and what his cleaves look like. So if you can just break that up to where now that can be edited to whatever is put on, like now all of a sudden I put candy cane code in there, now it's going to be the War Chief Grux with candy cane cleaves, like that's something like that you would be able to see like that. I think that would be how that would be able to be done, but I don't know how easy that is to do. I mean, that I made it sound simple and easy.
Yeah, I can imagine it's that simple, but I can also imagine how complicated it is for everything to work well together. And then I don't know where you got bugs popping up because now these cleaves for some reason are one-hitting everybody. Lord knows why. You feel me? So as tricky as game development can get sometimes, it's tricky, but I think it'd be awesome.
And then you
go
get
ahead.
the animation off and stuff like that.
Yeah. Then you start, you're next thing you know, you're everybody's the sparrow, and it starts fucking, what is that, clipping or whatever it does, the screen shredding or whatever it's called.
Flipping, bro. We're gonna go back to OG one-hit Grux with Deathcrawler. Like, that one item goes on, it's like, we don't know what's happening. Everybody's just dying. We got to go back to the drawing board.
That video is hilarious.
That would be a huge source of revenue for them, though.
It would be.
As far
You're
as
not wrong.
Just
that's so true.
if they were able to sell just straight up weapon skins, I think a lot of people like. Can you imagine Kanobos on Grux, like the Japanese maces, like the octagon things with the studs? Oh, that would be fucking awesome,
bro. Even further down the line, think about different whips for Yin. Think about different guns for Murdock. Chimera with different axes. You could literally go down the road. Bellica, instead of a little P90 submachine gun, now she has the fucking M9 or I don't know, just random shit.
Sawed-off shotgun.
Yeah, like just cool shit that they could come up with. And even then down the road, they could even increase, monetarily. Be like, yo, not only does this weapon skin change the look, but we have a tier 3 weapon that actually changes the way that it shoots. So now instead of automatically giving Summer Fun Twin Blast his squirt guns, maybe they could sell those squirt guns as a side thing. Like have the squirt guns as a side thing that actually changes the animation. You feel me? It's like a whole bunch of cool shit that they could easily implement. But more ideas. Go ahead, son.
It'll put them on the map too, because I don't think any MOBA has done something like that till now. Correct me if I'm wrong, but it'll definitely put them on the map.
That's a good point. And I think they should steal shamelessly from successful ideas while putting their own twist on it. Because it's not just about remaking a game that they used to love. It's not just about wanting to be inspired by other games, but we don't want to seem like we're taking stuff from them, right? Like I'm a strong believer in steal shamelessly, but adapt to where it's yours. Because I'm going to be real with you. Almost every successful company out there stole an idea, a concept, a marketing scheme, or something from a previous experience that they know worked.
Yep.
No successful business went out there and be like, well, this is my first time trying it. Yeah, I'm going to wing it. No, bro. Somebody knew something that was able to push them to the front, right? And even if it's just on the marketing side, even if it's just on the cosmetics, even if it's just on their, I guess you could say, monetization aspect, right? Adding something cool like that, like Stunt just said, is a big differentiator. Like, yo, I can play Sparrow and have this dope ass looking bow on my Sparrow. And if I play another game, I'm just normal Sparrow. If I want to, everything is tied. So even just having that little differentiating factor is good, because everything that separates Fault from the entire MOBA genre, League of Legends, Smite, whatever, is something that they arguably need. Correct me if I'm wrong.
No, it is. Anything to differentiate from everybody, just to give them that separation, and help them get that much farther ahead. It will be greatly beneficial.
Now, I also want us to dive here towards this mastery skin for Decker.
Yes.
But we were just talking about it.
Yes.
We all agreed we would reserve most of our comments for when we're actually doing the video, right?
Yep.
So let's start off with our guest. Since Mangoose was here last week, our new guest, Stunt. What do you think, bro?
2 mastery skins so far that I've loved, but I don't play with those heroes at all. Quang and Decker. Like when I look at this mastery skin throughout the entire from silver to master, I cannot honestly pinpoint anything you can change to make it any better or anything like that. You know what I mean? It's so well balanced, even in the mastery portion. The black, the white, the gray, the red, everything is equally balanced. You know what I mean? You can't really say, oh, you know what, if I made that little pouch of hers black, it would look nicer or not. It's to me, it's balanced. It's probably one of my favorite ones. This one and Quang, definitely.
I think, and just to add a little detail as to what you just said, I think a big part of that is the fact that on the previous 3 stages also, they did a great job of highlighting without trying to make the previous 3 skins look too good. So by the time it gets to the mastery, you get hit with a, damn, that looks different, but in a good way. Like in this skin, you can't look at the previous ones and be like, oh, yeah, that one's definitely better, there isn't a clear winner like that, like there have been in some of the previous ones. What do you think, Mangus?
Red Eyes White Dragon Decker. I love it. This is by far my favorite mastery skin that they've come out with yet. And a lot of it has to do with the eyes. Having her eyes glow red like that, I don't know why, is just amazing. I love it so much. This is the kind of skin that's going to get me definitely back into the game, definitely back into playing Decker. Decker was my very first mastery in Paragon.
Poor guy.
I love the hero. But what do you mean, poor guy?
I think Decker was underwhelming as shit, bro. Decker needed so much love in the Paragon days, bro. Like she could be
mean support in Legacy. Not so great
in Legacy, back when they only had like 2 and Narbash wasn't even there. Like,
yo, don't shit on my Decker.
I'm just saying,
dude.
Decker definitely, like, and I'll be real with you, if you think about it, Decker was actually one of the characters that got the least amount of skins in the entire Paragon history.
Yeah.
She literally got put on the back burner in so many ways. There were things that needed to be changed in her kit, and they literally were like, yeah, people barely play her. Whatever, let's give Chimera a new skin. Like, it was rough.
The skin looks fucking fantastic. It's the kind of thing that if they're looking for retention, these skins, like, this is going to retain me. I'm sure the other skins, a lot of people enjoy those a lot better. Like Stump was saying, the Kwong skin, I think, looked really good. I hardly ever play Kwong. Probably not. That mastery skin wouldn't make me want to play Kwong. This mastery skin for Decker, if I didn't play Decker before, would make me want to play Decker.
I was just gonna say that I am, ever since 13, I became an ADC main, right? But before 13, I was a support main. This skin is making me want to like come back to the support side. Like, yeah. I'm like, I want to run some fucking Decker support and get my levels up there so I can unlock that skin, because that skin is on fire. And we're not even seeing the activeness of it, like, because we know that the stage 4, you know, that red is gonna move and shit, and it's gonna do even more. We're not even seeing that, and I'm already in love with this skin.
And skins really can play a big part of retention. I mean, Crunch, for example, I hardly ever played Crunch until they came out with mastery skins, and I saw how good the mastery skin looked on Crunch, and I was like, you know what, I'm gonna play this guy even if I don't like him until I get that mastery skin. Ended up loving Crunch, by the way, but yeah, I played him until I got that mastery skin. Absolutely loved him. Absolutely loved that mastery skin. That kept me in Paragon for a while. You know what I mean? Yeah, I think this is the sort of skin that's going to keep people playing Fault from day to day. And if Fault gets a bigger player base and a more consistent player base, they're golden. They're solid because they have a solid game. They just need that player base to stay.
100%.
I'll be real. What's up?
Oh, sorry, brother. You know what would really complete this mastery skin? Maybe I'm asking for too much. Is if her stun balls and her cage, the alt, matched her.
Oh,
the red.
I think that would be dope. But the only issue would be it's already coded so that enemy shit shows up as red, ally shit shows up as blue.
Yeah.
You feel me?
Right.
So then if you have a red cage, but it's on your team, you're like, everybody that picks a mastery skin, these assholes always confuse the shit out of me. Like,
yeah.
Right.
So that's the only issue I would see with it, even though it would be sick. What I would think, like, though, is imagine instead of necessarily the color changing, the design of the cage changes, right? Or maybe instead of just like a normal perfect sphere, right? You're now throwing like this crazy energy or something, like it, like something a little bit highlighted, or maybe the blue fence has like electricity glowing on it, just something to spicing it up and give you that reward, right? Even though it wouldn't necessarily, be needed, so to speak. But I do think, and here's my take on it. Ready, guys? I do think this skin is very well made. I think all the choices, when to go black fabric, when to go white fabric, the design as far as the red, like you see here on her tricep, what looks like her tricep, very straight, very kind of like futuristic sort of lines. But then you move up to her bicep and it's curved lines, much more flowing. The fact that they chose to like almost give her like these black shin guards with the red going through. Like all that honestly looks dope as fuck. I think their choices of where to put red, where to put white, where to put black, like even on her fucking ankle glows red. That's something that wasn't needed, but it looks dope as shit, right? Good, tasteful choices of what to make what color. Even though, again, I 100% see that they snuck in this tiny ass little mustache right on her abs for no damn reason. Like, there's no mustaches everywhere. But then they just like, whoop!
On her abs.
Well, that's a little bit weirder. That's a little bit weirder.
Perfect timing.
I can't with them, bro.
Well, let's go before we go back down to the ankles real quick. And kind of what Stunt was saying. What if her little boot thrust that she had? What if that went with the skin? Because that's not.
Yeah, that would be perfectly fine.
You could do like a silver,
or like her staff glowing when it opens up, just like it does on the season 0 skin. That would be awesome.
Right. So then on the master skin, it'd be that red boot thrust. That would be something you could do and add to it, and kind of work with that mastery skin as well.
I do also like the touches of gray in the other skins to show some love to the other skins. Because really, like, one problem that we've had in the past is the fact that the plat skin looks better, or the diamond skin, or the gold skin, whatever, right? Look better. But here, I think they look good enough, but there's a lot of gray and black to the point where it almost makes you want to get the mastery just so you can stand out. Because these three are very similar, blending to each other.
Yeah.
I think they did a great fucking job.
I agree. This is probably my favorite one out of all of them. And they've got some good ones out there for sure. And this one is definitely my favorite. Like, especially there isn't, besides the whole mustache thing, there isn't anything that I would change on her with any of these skins.
Robbie Roll, I'm not even mad at that mustache.
No,
I know I get annoyed with the mustaches, but I'll be real, the skin looks so good. I can 100% ignore that little mustache is there.
You wouldn't even. But the whole point of the mustache thing is just kind of what's happened before. Like there was a lot of like unnecessary mustaches on other heroes that were needed. So if you take those unnecessary mustaches out and leave this one in, we wouldn't even thought twice on it. We would have been like, oh,
wouldn't bat an eye.
Cute thing, yeah, we'd be like, oh, that's cool. So yeah, like I don't even like it. Definitely flows with her and it goes great. But like with other heroes, like even like Stunt said his other favorite skin was the Quang skin, right? We were talking about his sword and how they changed up what goes on with his sword. Like one, like the silver, diamond, and gold skin, like his blade is one color, and then they changed it to where now it's like on the mastery skin, like it was the stem or whatever you want to call it, the back end of it changed, right? I can't remember exactly what it was, but there was something.
Yeah, I get you. Like the hilt versus the blade. Yeah, they swapped it, which you can see on here on Decker's staff. They kind of pull the same thing because you see on silver, gold, and diamond, the front end top half of the staff is actually color matching, and then when it gets to the mastery skin, now that front end is just randomly black. I don't think it looks bad at all.
Or is it the way the picture's taken and that's the flow?
I'll be honest with you.
You see a redness around it.
I'll be honest with you. That 100% looks like almost straight black to me, but it could be the redness. Maybe it's an angle of the picture.
Right. I just don't know because I just know there's red there, so it's still. I mean, that to me, like it's that I'm okay with it because the top of the staff is silver, gold, diamond, and then that red and black, which the red and black are really what the mastery skin is, right? You didn't put the red and black on the bottom this time, you didn't change
or like cover it with white or whatever.
Yeah. You literally kept everything in the exact spot. Like that's what because the redness is there. Like that's what the mastery skin is. Like everything on her, like her silver stripes, her gold stripes, her diamond stripes, right? And then you have red stripes. Red is still on the top. It might not be all red, but it's still theirs. They kept it in that same area. So I literally have no issues with these skins. Like I said, with Murdock, like I literally want them to change his pants, like the fact that his pants are all black when the rest of his stuff's white. Like it made no sense to me. They didn't flow, right? Imagine if she's got this white top and they just did all black pants with the red stripes. That would not look good. But red stripe parade beer. Anyways,
her balance here too in the weapon is perfect. Like if she's only running at you, you see the gold, the diamond, the mastery top of the weapon. If she casts her stun ball, she obviously raises her weapon, right? So you see the back end, you still see the mastery colors when she picks up her weapon. So it's perfectly. I mean, the only other hero that probably deserved some of the mustache was Morigesh, and they didn't even put some on her. She just looked like she was being scratched by Boris, and Boris halfway said, "Just fuck it, I'm gonna leave this alone."
Fuck it, I'm gonna leave this alone.
That tastes nasty.
Just a few scratches. I'm glad Windu left for that one.
I mean, she's undead, so she can't taste or smell very good.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm good. No, thank you.
I don't know. This Decker skin is fucking cream of the crop. It is so good.
Yeah,
I was blown away when I saw this.
it is. I'm excited to see it in game. I wanna see what it looks like in game.
Yeah.
I think it's again because we're not even seeing her backside, and that's one of her strongest assets.
It is her strongest asset indeed.
I can't with you guys.
Where you want to put mustaches?
Hey, I'm sorry. Right, exactly right. I'm sorry, but in my opinion, I know I got a lot of people disagree with me. A lot of people say it's Countess, right? I think she's got the best asset in the game.
Definitely Narbash. I don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
Maybe Sparrow, depending on what skin you're using.
Yeah, she's a little skinny bitch.
Windu,
Ray
you just
had a
missed
pretty
it.
nice ass. If you want to,
You walked away at the perfect time, Windu. I was saying
Oh
the
my
only
God.
place mustaches should have gone was on Morigesh's skin, but it looks like Boris kind of started scratching her and said, "Fuck it," halfway. Just
What the fuck?
left her alone.
Right?
Bro, I'll be real with you. I definitely. Here's the part that I'm not 100% sure on. I'm not sure what order these master skins were made, and I don't think we'll ever know, right? Because I definitely feel like some of them blend more with others. I feel like some were just like, yeah, maybe it kind of works, and then some actually kind of look like a group side by side. You feel me? Like I feel like if you put all of these master skins side by side, you'd low key just be here like, yeah, those three don't fit. I don't know what happened here, but it's kind of weird. Like I still want to see a picture of Narbash. I know we saw video of Narbash, but my boy was looking like God of War 1 ashy gray. You know what I mean? Like like my dude did not look as polar white as these Coca-Cola commercial skins look, So
Are you saying Narbash is Kratos if he let himself go?
You mean if he built himself up?
Narbash is Kratos if he went to band class instead, Rip.
When you
so
retire,
wait, hold on. We got Kratos, a fat version of Kratos, and then we're gonna have the fat version of Frozone. Is that what we got with Richter? Like, are we just gonna?
I can't with y'all, man.
That Richter skin is a fucking travesty. Oh, I hate it so much.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of it. I use it a lot, but I'm not a fan of it. It's I call it the Frozone skin. I literally called it from the day we were able to test it. We did the partner reveal showcase that we did, and I looked at it, I'm like, that is fucking Frozone, like before Hydroxycut.
Bro, I'll be real. Yeah, what's up, bro?
Not sponsored. Not sponsored by Hydroxycut, by the way.
I know
Frozone.
this has came up on a lot of your partner panels, but is Deckard the second human hero?
Officially third with the master skin, because we have Murdock and Twin Blast, and I will say Murdock and Decker definitely look better with Twin Blast because of the contrast, I think, because it's an interesting choice to keep the normal human skin tone, right? And you got to be very mindful as to what colors you put next to the skin tone to kind of vibe off of it well, right? Like, for example, one of the reasons why, like, you know, her skin tones pop so much and why her eyes pop so much is because she's got a black collar surrounding. She has the black hair, you feel me? Like, whenever you go onto the Skin Blast Twin, my homie now has white and red, mostly white all over his chest, right? With that white tank top. So there isn't really much contrast. It almost makes him look even a little bit more paler as opposed to tan. Like, my homegirl here looks like she's straight blushing in these skins.
I'm sorry, but did he just say Skin Blast Twin?
Mm-hmm.
Did I? All right.
Like,
and the toast. Anyway.
Sounds like a
Twin Blast Skin, sorry.
website that tells you nude scenes in movies. And that's Mr. Skin.
Anyway, you haters. But no, like I was saying, I really enjoy how they designed this one. And I like the way that the skin tone looks here, right? Like, you can see even the redness in her cheeks and whatnot. So I'm interested to see how the other humanoid type skins are going to go and how they adjust it, because it's definitely an interesting choice to every alien-based character almost to give them a color matching skin. And then don't do that for the humans, right? So it's interesting. I don't necessarily know if I agree with that. Like, for me, it's all for one and one for all, right? Like, if they're all going to have this God of War Sparta ashy skin, give it to everybody. I don't know why the humans are the ones that don't have that, you know? But,
yeah,
you know, to each his own.
Yeah, I don't know what they're going for with that. You know, because I do remember we talked with I think it was Richter. Richter's got like a straight up like pale white face, you know. I mean, he's got a pale white face already as it is, but I mean, it literally went from like, you know, like, hey, I'm like pale, you know, to all of a sudden now you're powder, you know, if anybody knows that movie. But
that's a deep cut, brother.
Right? But I mean, like, that's literally the change that you see from that. Like it was a big difference, and I don't know why they would do that with some of them and not with all of them. So,
for example, Morgish was the perfect character to have that ashy God of War skin. And
yeah.
I think she was my least favorite, especially with the master with that red bamboo ass face. Like,
yeah, that's one of the situations where the color changing and be like, hey, it was this color in all the other skins. Yeah, fuck it, let's swap it for the mastery skin. That was a weird one, for sure. That one was a little trippy. Now, here's my thing, man. Like, I like giving feedback on some of these skins, but part of me is just, you know, like, when I look at these skins, in my mind, these are probably already set and done, right? This is just probably feedback that they'll take for future skins, even though I personally do still believe that every single mastery skin probably got done in a week, and we're just slowly seeing them over time, right? Because even though these are very, very well made, I can imagine with as good as some of the people on this team are, they probably didn't break a sweat doing this shit. They probably had all these skins done in about a week or so. And they're like, hey, when do you want to show them? Yeah, we'll tease them once every 2 weeks. YOLO. Which I do want to segue into that, because I think that's one of the most interesting parts about this entire thing. Last week, I mentioned the fact specifically that if they were to change stuff and getting closer to the patch, they should update a going forward message to the community, and they could easily do that. And I remember telling Bearded, I'm like, hey, they could easily do that and just change the way they do shit by just letting us know formally. Yep. Like, it really is that simple. And they mention here, they say, as we draw closer to our next major update, we are changing how we handle the marketing of our game. Again, this is one of the few times that they are mentioning marketing. Whereas to before in the past, they almost shied away from it. But this is now the second time the word marketing comes up in a row. So they also mention, from now on, instead of bi-weekly, blog post, our showcases will be done through social posts, videos, and more frequent dev streams. Although they won't be as often, we will still be posting dev blogs in the future, so we know those are still going to continue. That's awesome. We just feel our blogs will be better utilized to showcase the development of the game and the reasons why we do the things we do moving forward. We will be shifting to full-on blogs written by the devs themselves with visuals showing their progress from concept to reality. So very similar to the way that they had it before. But the argument, I guess, could be made that if a dev has to stop and write this blog post, it's almost like them writing a report on the work that they've done. So a counter argument could be they're not doing work because they're focused on writing up this quick little essay for the community. So, to each his own. I personally love the past dev blogs. Like, for example, Sylphin talking about the map, it gave me so much insight as to what goes into creating a good map and why it's so complicated, helps put things into perspective. But I also know that too many people like pictures and not words, right? So I'm very
I like the words. I'm just saying I like it's what I'm getting at is what we've pulled up before, like the patches. Hey, we updated these visual effects and they gave you nothing to do. You have no clue what visual effects that they updated. Like, okay, what was visually affected, and so then it's like, oh, then the next patch or the next blog post we got is like, here's the visual effects that we showed you, and that just made it better and easier for the community to understand what was going on. So I'm that in between. I like both. I want to see the words that you're telling me what's going on, because you just give me pictures. I'm gonna be like, okay, all right, I don't know what's going on here. I'm gonna need the words with it to kind of like make things like, okay, connect the dots, right? So, but yeah, I get what you're saying.
And it is worth mentioning also, this doesn't mean that they're not going to do the bi-weekly updates. That's still going to be a thing. This is just the bi-weekly blogs. The bi-weekly, hey, this is stuff that's coming down the road. When? Who knows? You get me? Now, what I would, I'm very curious as to how they're going to implement this. I really would encourage them to share the same thing across all social medias. Like, you feel me? If they got a new picture to tease it on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, etc. Not just on one of them, because not everybody's on every social media. You feel me?
Right. They're pretty good at that, though. Like, even with these blog posts, these updates that we're getting, because I retweet them and stuff like that, and I shared on Facebook and I retweet on Twitter. And I don't know what to do with Instagram, but I heart it, But I know they put all of these all on Facebook, all three of those, right? The three main ones, right? And I go through and I do what I can as a supporter and support that post.
Mm-hmm.
But so they're pretty good at that. I just don't know. My question is like, our showcases will be done through social posts. What does that even mean? Like, are you literally just going to be randomly one day, just like there's going to be a tweet, all three of those just pushed out, like, here we go? Like,
I think that's exactly what that means. Like, literally, it's just going to be like, new skin, bam, that's it.
The way I see it here, again, I can be wrong, but this almost sounds like they have more stuff to show us, but if they do, it's gonna give away too much. You know what I mean? I have a feeling, I don't know why, patch 14 is around the corner, maybe Halloween-ish around the corner. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So if they start marketing and advertising and doing all this other stuff, again, between now and the end of the year, you only have Halloween, which would be a major holiday, and Christmas. Obviously, you're not going to dress up your minions as turkeys and do a Thanksgiving event. I mean, as funny as that sounds, but I'm thinking maybe if they start advertising with patch 14 and like Halloween themed event, when December comes around and a lot of people are home for Christmas and all that, they'd be ready. You know what I mean? They'll have a good player base. In my opinion, I think patch 14 is just around the corner. I don't know. What do you guys think? I think it's closer than we think. That's why they're they're shifting over to doing showcases and all this other stuff.
I hope so. I hope so. 'Cause, like, I'll be real with you. I really, really would love for patch 14 to just be towards the beginning of October and them go ham throughout the whole month, right? That's best case scenario, in my opinion, as far as marketing goes, as far as seizing opportunities and such. But I'll be real with you, man. I'm more on the side that I really, really hope it's right around the corner and that these are all indicators because of the marketing side. Because again, this is the second time that they mentioned marketing. Like, as soon as patch 14 comes out, if it's smooth, I can see them pushing towards early access before the year ends. You feel me? Or maybe even sooner. So I really, really, well, like, I know they're getting ready and they want to make sure they have their footing right before they move forward. But I'm anxious as shit for them. I really want them to go forward, kill this shit, and move on forward from there towards the better opportunities that lie ahead once marketing gets implemented, once they can boast in the front page of Steam, once they, you get what I'm saying? Once they can partner with different influencers, once they can partner with different companies and be like, hey, we are now at this level. Come partner with us, officially supported by these products. There is so many marketing opportunities that give validity to a game. It is insane. You can give validity to a game and take a game's notoriety to the next level just by being associated with the right person. Because here's the thing, Fall upcoming MOBA, cool. Officially supported by Logitech. Holy shit, wait a minute. Wait a minute. That puts it on a whole different fucking map. You get what I'm saying? And that's just to throw a brand out there. But like a peripheral, Logitech, Corsair, whatever.
There's a new map.
I fucking can't with this guy, bro. Get me out. But you get what I'm saying, guys? Like, I'm just excited as to that side.
Do. Yeah, no, I get it. I don't want anybody like stunt. I'm with you. I would love for there to be another Shadow Fest event or whatever, you know. They have talked about an event, but
back in June.
They talked about an event for 14, right? Back in June, right? So they've already have this event planned for 14, what they're saying in their updates, and we're getting closer to Shadowfest. I doubt they're going to talk about a Shadowfest in June. You know what I'm saying? So
do you think it might be totally different?
I'm thinking this event's going to be different. I think it's going to be something that's going to be 14 and pushing and marketing for this, right? Because yeah, is it cool to have a Halloween event? Sure, but let's do an event that's actually going to market the game itself, right? Not just the fact that Halloween and get all the people that, you know, the crazy people that love spooky, you know, scary stuff come out too. You know what I'm saying? Let's get everything that's going to, like, let's market the game itself overall. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. I think that's where we're going to be at.
And I agree with you. I totally agree with you. The only reason I gave the time frame I did was, imagine if we get a patch 14 or even content creators, let's say partner panel, you guys or the partners are able to play and give them feedback by Halloween. We do that small event or whatever it is, and you aim towards a strong marketing around Christmas time when gifts come out, new computers, new, you know what I mean? New gear, all this other stuff. And you kick off your year 2022 with a new player base. That's why I did the time frame. Had this been the middle of 2022, it would be different. If it was March of 2022, I would be a little iffy. So that's why I was hoping patch 14 would kick in by Halloween.
I think you're right. I'm sorry, maybe I misunderstood you then. All right. So I thought you were saying, like, let's do a Halloween event. I'm just saying I don't think it's going to be a Halloween event. I think there's going to be an event. There's going to be a huge 14 event. But from what they're saying, they said marketing twice. All right. That's 200% more times than they said ever before in the past. Right. So there's something that they're planning on doing. I just don't think, because again, like they said, they've made this the hint at an event in June. So if they, you know, that they've already had an event planned for 14, I doubt they're planning for Halloween. So Let's. I just don't want to get anybody who's watching this either live right now or on the YouTube, on Windu's YouTube channel. Let's not get our hopes up for a Halloween event. It'd be cool if it did, but I don't think that's where we're going.
It's just an opinion. It's just what we see.
No, I got you.
Yeah. And I agree with you.
We got Mangoose over here all decked out in orange. He's gonna be a jack-o'-lantern himself. So, what are your thoughts?
I was about to say, Mangoose is so serious about now, bro. I'm looking at his camera. I'm over here like, yo, this man's either about to spit some truth or say nothing. I don't know which one it is.
I'm about to say nothing.
he knows when it's gonna come out, but he's hiding it.
No, I have no idea. That's the thing with Fault. Like the current lull in Fault, like we haven't had major updates in a very long time, and we're kind of waiting for patch 14 here. But that reminds me a lot of how Fault came about, how they announced in the first place. Because like when Fault announced, nobody had heard of them. All the focus was on like meta buff and
Predecessor. Yep.
Predecessor, and then Soul Eve, which wasn't even a Soul Eve at the time, and they weren't even working on Overprime. They were working on Prime X, which was like a weird battle royale with the Paragon characters. That was what was in everybody's mind. And then all of a sudden, just out of the fucking blue, here comes Strange Banner. They're like, hey, we have an entire game made and it's ready to go. And everybody's like, what? And this, and like, even I contacted them and I was like, hey, because I didn't believe them. 100%, I didn't believe them whenever they said they had a full game. And I wanted to ask them some questions. This was also coming off the tails of Avantail. Was that the name of the company that made that fake Paragon just to get money? So I kind of thought that's what Strange Banner was
about
doing,
that one. Yeah.
And this was right after the original OG Predecessor alpha test.
Yeah.
This was literally right after, because they had it the April before.
It wasn't right after.
Or yeah, I mean like half a year almost, but you get what I'm saying.
Half a year. So I contact them and I'm like, hey, do you mind if I ask you guys a few questions? And a lot of the questions were kind of gotcha questions to see if they were also a false entity like Avantail was. And and then they contact me back. They're like, yeah, sure. Do you want to play the game while you're asking us the questions? I'm like, what the fuck? Like, what do you mean you do? And I literally got into the game and played it, and it played like, it wasn't perfect, it wasn't beautiful, but it was above what Predecessor had at the time, and it was a finished game, and it was a product that actually worked. And I think that's what people forget about Fault a lot, is they have a product that works, and they've had it for a very long time, and they have been very underground about this patch 14 stuff. We haven't seen anything from them for a very long time. Well, we saw nothing from them before they actually hit the scene, and when they hit the scene, they hit the scene fucking hard. And I've had problems with them ever since then, but you can't deny that they have been by far the most successful Paragon successor project out there on the market, because they're the only one on the market. You could talk about Overprime, you could talk Predecessor. Fault's the only one that you can get on and play right now. Like I can get on Fault right now, queue up and play a game. It might take me a while, like in the morning or whatever. I might have to switch
as a new person, before somebody comes in the comments and is like, oh, I'm a tester, I can play anytime, or I got an Overprime account, I can play whenever I want with all 7 people that go online.
From what I heard, though, I think Overprime even they're like shut down. Like even testers can't play right now, from what I understood. Well, from what I heard, I could be wrong, but I believe that's what I heard. Like it wasn't not just, hey, if you have an account you can play. Like it's no longer can play right now. But no, to put to your point though, Mangoose, with that, like you said, they came on when they came on the scene, they came on with a bang, right? And then they quiet down, and then bang, we got 13, and 13 was a huge improvement, right? And they quiet down again, right? They're putting out these little patches here and there, but like nothing crazy. And like, so 14, they're talking about 14 is going to be this big bang, and what's going to go with it. Like history repeats itself, which we all know it does.
You're afraid of the quiet down period.
You'd be excited for the quiet down period, because when they get quiet, something's going to happen.
It sounds like they're really hanging their hat on this one. Like
Yep.
it seems like they're going all in on 14. Like they think that this is the one that's going to actually bring players in and keep them, because that's been their problem, is keeping the players that they bring in.
Yep.
I don't see them failing at it. I mean, their entire team from beginning to end is very well organized, from community feedbacks to the way they handle a patch. Like, let's say if there's a glitch or a problem, the way they fix it or work on it, from taking care of toxic players. You know what I mean? They're overall, the entire team at SMS is doing an amazing job, and I don't see why they wouldn't be able to keep their player base if they continue like this. I mean, you guys have mentioned it more than once. When you guys do this partner panel, the next update or 2 updates after that, you'll see something that you said change, and that's a big thing. It's very important when it comes to startup companies like this.
Yeah, I mean,
it is 100%. They listen. Now, who was it? I said something. Somebody came into my Windu, thank you for posting this on your YouTube channel, because somebody came from YouTube to my Twitch channel and said, hey, I come from the partner panel video, so appreciate that. But they came in there and they said, I just hope that the devs are listening, you know. And I instantly told them right then when they said that, I'm like, they do listen. I've already had conversations with the devs, you know, and I know that they do watch that. I know we have at least 1 or 2 devs that watch these all the time, guaranteed. And not even just like, hey, they'll watch watch it like, okay, first 30 minutes, all right, I'm done. They literally watch from beginning to end. They really enjoy the content, and I've had a dev reach out to me because of what I said in one of the comments or one of the videos, and they talk to me, like come to me directly. So 100%, anybody who thinks wants to know about that, I'm telling you right now, they do listen, they do watch. But I think when it comes to this though, they do a great job of listening to the community overall with whatever's doing, and not even just the partner panel, it just things that's going on in Discord, Gen Chat, the Twitter posts and stuff like that. They do a great job listening to what the community wants, and that's what you can see with things happening. And we're going back to the patches, right? That's one thing I do want to get worked on a little bit more. That's the one flaw I can kind of see in the armor recently anyways, and I think I said this on the last partner panel, is when they put these patches in, it's like we're getting hit with some bugs. Like we're gonna get hit with bugs no matter what. I get that, but I mean, we're getting hit with some bugs that's like, you almost think it's like a little bit more testing, maybe, I don't know. Like, so that brings me to the question: is bi-weekly patches, is it too much? Is it too much for the tester team? Do we need more testers? You know, like what's going, like, can we get something to kind of so where the bugs aren't as relevant, I guess is the word I'm looking for. Like, I feel like we get there, it's like Wednesday the patch drops, and then next thing you know, Gen Chat is blowing up. Bug here, bug here, bug here, bug here, bug here. You know, and the great news with the dev team is then there's a hot fix coming out, like really quick.
Yeah, they're very good about it.
They're very great on that, you know, and it's awesome. You know, and we are as an early access, we are paid testers. So I guess they are utilizing their testers. But I mean, is there something that we can do? Because I'm telling you right now, and this might be a surprise to you guys, not everybody who plays this game sees themselves as a tester. They think they're playing a full release game, right? So when they get a bug, they're pissed, and that's just, you know, it just sheds negative light in their opinion, right? So if we could just kind of limit that a little bit and stop that negative light being spread out as much, I think that'd be more beneficial.
I'll be real.
This is a perfect time.
Oh, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say I think this is a perfect time to let default players know that if you do get a bug, clip it and send it to their Discord. Some of them don't know. There's times in game where I tell them if something happens during game, just clip it.
Not everybody's a streamer recording it. You have to record it to be able to clip it.
I mean, I'll be real with you though. I agree with what Sun is saying. I think the other side of the coin, instead of just not only try to have a more fluid version of the patch be released, but you could, just like they did with the patch notes here, the whole blog post going forward, just set an expectation. They're like, all right, guys, this is a new update. If there are any bugs, report them here. Help us hunt for bugs. We are still an early company that's working on stuff. So everything that you find and let us know is appreciated. Even something as just a simple fucking, like a billboard in their face saying, hey,
every
let us know what you find.
At the very bottom of it, like a little, hey, any bugs you find in this patch, click this hyperlink and post it here or whatever. That would be a great thing to do. I'm all about that. That would be perfect. SMS, I know you're listening. That's something to take it to your next meeting and put that in there, because because I mean they always end it Strange Matter team a little but like a little, hey, at the end, this is the update, so I'm talking about the bi-weekly patches, because that's when the issue arises, is in the patch. You put that patch in, hey, any bugs you find from this patch, when we go live, whatever time at Wednesday, this is what we want to see, let us know here. And it kind of gets that direct message, because we've said this before, not like they put this patch, they put these updates, they put them on Twitter, they put them on Facebook, they put them on Instagram, they put them on Discord, right? You can get it almost on all social medias, right? Not everybody has Discord, right? So right now, your only way of showing of giving a bug update is to have a Discord. But if you give me a hyperlink that I can click on, I can report something, I can send it in or whatever. That something that could be possibly beneficial there.
And I wanted to read this real quick, just like that last little paragraph, so we can keep talking here. They mention, we thank you all again for your continued support, and we are beyond excited to move into the next stage of our game with you all. We have always been gameplay first here at Strange Matter Studios, and after over a year of early access and nonstop grinds to improve our game, we feel patch 0.14 is the right time to start getting our name out there and open the doors to new players everywhere. Now, I really want to focus on this last paragraph with y'all, because I see two things. One is going to be feedback at a missed opportunity, and two is going to be about something exciting to mention. I first want to talk about the absolute mind-blown missed opportunity at the lack of a celebration of a 1-year early access. Where the fuck was that? It's a big deal being a full year in early access as an indie dev company. That's awesome. That is dope as shit. Not everybody can say we've been a full year in development and still going. Where is the thank you for supporting us for a year, guys? You get me? Or like not even a little formal post, right? It's like it just slid under the radar because they're so focused on the next stage, which I get it. I get it.
Yeah.
Understandable. You're focused on the next stage. You're not worried about the first year of development because you're trying to get to the next step. I get that. But I still think that's a big opportunity. Everybody that's going to read this message now, like, yo, I'll be real with y'all. I appreciate y'all. Y'all are the fucking OGs for sticking out through it with us through the first year, for supporting the game in the first year. I think even just a simple thank you would have gone a long way. I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts.
Thank you. I mean, I could see the thank you. I can understand that. The celebration, I mean, not saying I didn't celebrate, but it was a very small celebration. So maybe the developing team did celebrate with themselves. I would chalk up to when you get your permit, right? You got your permit for driving, but you didn't really do it. Like maybe you celebrated with your mom or your girlfriend or something. I don't know. A small celebration.
Same thing in West Virginia, by the way.
Well, but look, let me put it to you this way: if it's your birthday, every single fucking year, it's another birthday. But even just getting online a happy birthday goes a long way. You get what I'm saying? Like at the end of the day, Bearded is cracking up. I mean, Mangoose broke him. But
he just said my mom and girlfriend are the same thing. Why would you? How are you not all laughing at that? What the fuck?
Bro, I'll be real with y'all. I try to let these dad jokes go right over Same thing in West Virginia, bro.
That's not even a dad joke. Thank you. But anyways, no, but I'm saying the permit thing. Let me go back to what I said. I get what you were saying. This is the birthday, right? But you get your permit, right? But the big celebration is when you get the driver's license, right? So yeah, we got a year early access, but let's celebrate when we get full release, right? That's where I think that's the devs mindset, right? We got that because you know what? You're right. They did go a year early access, and they're still producing content, right? But so is Predecessor. So really, we got nothing. We're literally doing the same thing, right? Predecessor's been going for a year. They've been going for a year. Like they're not early access yet, but they're still producing content. So it's a race to full release, right? Both teams will tell you they're not competing with each other, but they're competing with each other, right? Yeah. Well, it's happening, right? So it's a race to full release. So let's not here celebrate now. Like I said, they may have celebrated with themselves, like, hey guys, we did go a year early access. Game's been out the whole time. That we didn't have to shut it down at all. We've been going full strength. So, and they probably celebrated with the team themselves. I don't know. I wasn't part of that meeting. But
for a company specifically that's now moving forward to more social media based posts, I just really do feel that would. I know, but but that doesn't mean they haven't.
A year was 3 months ago.
In July, yeah, but back in July, they were still posting clips on their Instagrams. They were still posting teasers on their Twitter. Like, it would have been very, very simple to literally just put a fault logo and say 1 year early access. Couldn't have done it without y'all. Thank you. And that's it. A celebration could be a happy birthday, Bearded. And that's it. I don't have to throw you a fucking party. I don't got to show up and give you a present.
I don't know. Your definition of celebration, my definition of celebration are completely different things.
Well, agreed. But the whole point is...
What you did was an acknowledgement. You acknowledged my birthday. You didn't celebrate my birthday. That's not a celebration at all. Like I'm never saying that's a different. If you wanted to acknowledge a year, I guess I see what you're saying. Yes, we've probably
okay. Then maybe celebration is not the proper word. Maybe just acknowledgement. Maybe just a simple thank you post. You get me? Like that. Like I'm just saying, big missed opportunity. That's in the past. I really would like them to do shit like that going forward. Let's say they do go full release. I want them to do something at the year anniversary of that full release. At the 2 years, going 3 years strong, etc. I want them to acknowledge those feats. And one, because it's good community engagement. But two, because they really should fucking pat themselves on the back for all the fucking hard work that they have. And by all means, it's not a bad thing to literally kind of like low-key brag that they've been in a full year of early access. Some people just sometimes need that shit told to them and be like, you know what, damn, the other ones haven't had a full year of early access. This one has. The other ones haven't even reached early access yet. That's honestly kind of, it's kind of baffling to think about when you actually sit there and compare. So even just celebrating the little things like that, there's both sides of it. They're saying thank you to they can easily say thank you to the community in a post while simultaneously reminding the entire world, we've been doing this for a whole year and we're still going strong. We're not a hit it and quit it company. You and your little jokes. But anyway, so I'm just saying, big missed opportunity there.
I agree with you. I do agree it was a missed opportunity. I'm not as passionate about it as you are, I guess, and that's the verbiage I want to use there. I don't know, maybe lack of a better term, but
no, I think that's a good way to put it. I want them to seize every opportunity and take advantage of every opportunity that might take them one step forward with the community and everybody. Right.
So let me ask you this, and this is something I want, and maybe this will kind of make up for it or something, but maybe it's not making up for it because it's something I think they should do anyways. But they should have done both. I guess that's why it's not making up for it. But I would like something just before full release. They do something for everybody who was here for early access. So here you go. Here's like an early access skin or something or whatever, like something, not just the season 0 pass, right? But something like, hey, you've helped us, you've grinded, you've been, you helped us find these bugs, whatever, get all these data points for balancing or whatever, because it's not even just bugs that we're getting for early access, right? We're also getting data points just to help them balance the game. So when they do go full release, Murdock's not OP as fuck. Gideon is, because they keep on giving him buffs, but that's a different story, but but I mean, we're also giving the data points to help them balance the game. So when they do go for release, it's a little bit better of a game, and we're not looking at just OP heroes, hashtag no Wukong. But I think it's a good thing. We should do something like, here you go. I don't know, maybe it's an avatar or something, an early access avatar, something to say, hey,
I don't disagree.
Thanks for being here, helping out,
I don't disagree. Like, I'll be real with you. Even something small like an avatar, as you said, would just be a nice token of appreciation, right? And I think for a startup company, they should never be stingy with tokens of appreciation. I think they reach a year, thank you. We're about to reach full release. You guys have been with it, there the whole time with us. Thank you. We've now reached 25 heroes, 30 heroes, 40 heroes. Thank you. I think a thank you is what they shouldn't be stingy about. I think they should be thanking their community every landmark, every step of the way, every goal that they reach, because without the community, they wouldn't be here by all means.
But I mean, in a sense, what you're saying with the thank you, go back and read every blog post. Literally, you'll read a thank you in there, every one of them.
But the
very beginning.
But again, one of the reasons why we do this is because there's a good portion that don't read the blog post. They rather hear it. They rather see us talk about it. Not everybody reads that blog post, just like not everybody is going to see that Twitter post. Just like not everybody's going to see Instagram post. You follow?
What do you want their visual thank you to be for somebody who's not reading this stuff, that's not watching these?
No, bro, I'll be real with you. I want a simple notification when you enter the game that says that we now reach full release. Thank you so much for everybody that supported us along our route. And then you hit OK to close that screen and go into your game. Just a quick little pop-up. And that's where most of that shit, in my opinion, should be. In your game, front and center. So as soon as you start the game, it slaps you in the face. Because individuals that are in your game, I can't with you, bro. Individuals that are in your game are the ones that are going to care. You feel me?
No, I agree with you. Yeah, no, that's a good way to do it. That's why I literally thought you were asking for them to post a tweet. Hey, thank you all for being here. That's a little okay, but like, that would be going against the argument of not everybody's going to be watching that stuff. So okay, that makes
thank you everywhere would literally just solve it. TBH.
So instead of just putting sample on everything, just put thank you on everything.
Sure.
Grux is gonna wear a Windu t-shirt saying thank you on it.
Bro,
Yeah,
I would,
t-shirt.
dude, I would laugh my ass off if he had a shirt with just my mugshot on it with the words "thank you."
Wanted.
I would laugh my ass off.
What I was thinking when you were talking about that was, after you kill the core, what like an end credit scene, like when you beat like God of War. And I want all the
showing the
testers.
dev team early testers. Yeah.
Like it's the end of a
And sad music just playing.
Give us some backstory.
Have it be like a like Star Wars monologue, like, going up.
For a long 30 minutes did the champions fight.
You have Sparrow standing there, even though your team lost. Thank you.
Even if Sparrow isn't even in the game.
She wasn't even a hero that was picked.
I want to take the time to thank every one of you for sticking around, even though your team lost.
But the problem you have with that, though, somebody picked Murdock at the end. You still hear his wee woos.
Gideon's still in the air mid-alt.
How do you guys feel about the fact that they mentioned there towards the end, Fault has always been a gameplay first company?
Oh, I think
I love it.
Is it right?
Yeah, I love it. The problem is with it. Let's go down that hole here. All right. That's what a lot of the Pred fanboys have always stuck with Pred instead, because the visuals for Pred have always been amazing, and they have. I'm not downplaying Pred at all. Pred's done a great job with their visuals. But I've always felt that when I went into a Pred alpha, that I was like, it's lacking. There's something that's missing. It doesn't feel right. Time to kill, whatever it may be, something it was missing. And then you play Fault. It's like, this is feeling like a game. Like, all the visuals aren't here, but it's feeling like a game. So they've always been that way, and that's why I've always liked them more, above that, because I don't have to worry about everything else. So
I agree. I mean, gameplay is probably more harder than giving us a visual. You can beef up the visual, give us one patch or two patches, and get the visuals you want. I mean, I'm gonna go off topic and go to another game, Cyberpunk. Amazing visuals. I did
But rough.
15 minutes in. You know what I mean? And it's the gameplay that's the tough part, and SMS is doing a great job on that end.
Mangoose?
Yeah, new Mangoose?
Well, I kind of disagree. I think Predecessor's gameplay feels tighter and better than SMS's, than Fault's gameplay. Just being 100% honest. But I do think that
I feel
Strange Matter has been gameplay first and foremost all throughout. Like I was mentioning before, like they had a working game before everybody else. They put that game out there and then they refined it. Like, they always put gameplay systems out there and then refine them later. So as opposed to just trying to polish everything as much as possible before they release it to the community, they put as much gameplay and functionality out there as possible, and then refine the visuals and the particle effects and all that. And I think that's a good way to go. I think that's the way that's been working for them, and I think that's the way ahead for them.
See, and I actually have to be on Mangoose's side here, because I personally don't think that Strange Matter has always been a gameplay first. I think they are now a gameplay first. I think as of 2021, when they decided to
No.
Well, hold on, bro. Let me elaborate, bro.
You elaborate all you want. You just said Mangoose said they didn't work gameplay first. He says they're gameplay first the whole time. That's what he said.
Well, because let me finish my sentence, bro. You can't tell me it's not my point when I'm literally one sentence. No, listen. So I agree that in the beginning, and even to a certain point, I sat here and said, you actually remember my example. When you look at visuals and quality, I always considered Fault to be a good balance of both. I never thought that Fault from the beginning was all quality while lower visuals, which I always gave that status to Predecessor. They might not have much, but what they got, they're killing it in. And then as far as quantity over quality, I always give that shit to Overprime, because they'll throw a million heroes at you, a million map designs and stuff, but it might not be the best experience possible. I always gave Fault that 50-50 regiment beforehand. And that's what I'm saying. Like, they are gameplay first now, as of 2021, when they decided to tone back, put in patch 13, etc. And I can see them saying we're gameplay first. And I can see those results out of them. But I'm not going to sit here and agree that they've always been gameplay first, because I've seen that balance, and I personally just don't feel that from the beginning it's been gameplay first, because they've been trying to give a balance.
Okay, their game isn't ugly at all. That's not what I was saying in the beginning, right? What I'm saying is, like, if you look at the game, let's just compare. Keep Overprime out of this conversation because they're not even on Steam yet, so they don't count. So. Look at the game, look at Predecessor, and look at Overprime at the very beginning when they first came out, right? When you did your alpha test of Predecessor and early access started for Fault, right? Visually, like literally just visually looking at the game, which game was better? visually?
Say that again. What was the question?
What game was better visually when you looked at the games? You just visually, not talking about actually moving the controller or anything. Just looking at the game visually, what game was better when the first alpha for not the first alpha, the second, we'll say second alpha, because first alpha for Predecessor was a little janky when it came out to shooting and stuff. But second alpha, a Predecessor, early access, they came out at the same time. That alpha that came out at the same time that early access came out for Fall. What looked better?
Predecessor.
Right. Mangoose? Windu?
I was about to say, you just said something. So, I mean, Predecessor, for the first part, it literally had the visual aspect all going for them, animations, whatever.
Right. But their game, and going back to that, also that alpha that I was talking about, like their gameplay was not always the best, right? I went into the gameplay of with Fault, and I didn't feel that lag. Yeah, I'm not shooting. I'm like, oh shit, let me pre-shoot ahead. Like, okay, I gotta shoot, aim for where the minion's gonna be instead of where they're at right now.
So here's what I'm saying.
I felt it was always great with Fault and their gameplay. Like, there's things that obviously it's early access and things need to get changed. There needs to get better.
So let me elaborate here, because I think we're going down a different rabbit hole than I intended. Because my whole aspect is, again, it's not that Fault gameplay hasn't been good from the beginning, getting better, right? It's just I can't sit here and say that Strange Matter has always been a gameplay first company, because even though they had that they had decent gameplay the first fucking month they showed up to the world, quite frankly. But I can't. But I can't say going forward they've been like only gameplay focused, because I know they focused on graphics for early release, and then they toned that shit back because of the performance like hitching and all the lag spikes and stuff like that. So, and they've been working on skins and stuff. Like, again, I would say they're now gameplay first, but again, I would always say that from the beginning they were just trying to give you the best balance of all worlds. Just my 2 cents on it.
I don't know. I feel like just because I feel like you're saying when they're saying gameplay first, so that's like the only thing they're working on. Like, I think you could have a second, third, and fourth thing that you're working on as well. Like, just because this is our main focus is gameplay doesn't mean we can't be giving you skins as well. It doesn't mean we can't be doing this. We can't be adding the map or this or whatever. Like, this is our gameplay. Well, this is what we're focusing on. We want to make sure that going and getting Prime and what you get for Prime and getting Raptors and what you do here, these objectives, the actual gameplay that you're playing in this, it actually is working as it's intended, is their main focus. That's our first intent. Yeah, we're also giving you some visuals as well. It doesn't mean that gameplay is not first.
So I would agree with you if patch 13 performance came before a season pass. That would be where I draw the line. Because we all know patch 13 is smoothened out almost everything as far as gameplay, right? I would have preferred for that patch 13 to be their focus out the gate, as opposed to season pass, characters, skins, etc. All things that they needed to try, but it definitely gave the impression.
Coming from the marketing guy that's trying to get people to put, keep on, like, you've been wanting to market this game from the very beginning.
Agreed, but if
part of season 0 was,
but no. But here's the thing: why season 0 wasn't as successful is because a lot of people were arguing that the game didn't feel as good as it could, but they were marketing characters, they were marketing skins, they were marketing monetization aspects, where if they would have hit all that from the beginning, patch 13 performance from the beginning, and then hit season 0 for 6 months, they would have had a much better received season 0. Because now you're giving them all these benefits, and you don't have everybody bitching and complaining about how the game feels, or about, oh, that rock should have hit him. I was a foot outside the Gideon rock, and I still got hit. You get what I'm saying?
Well, first thing I got to say with that is it's an early access game. If you're complaining that much about a game, realize it's early access. Second thing about that is hindsight's always 20/20.
Agreed. And that's what I'm saying. Like, just a different order of effects, even as far as how the company looks, the marketing side and everything, I think would have been way different.
I don't think that again, the hindsight 2020 is always going to be there, right? But I don't think that takes away from them being gameplay first, right? And I think that also could be because of the fact that they're gameplay first. They've already marketed the season 0, right? And then within season 0, we're finding out that we're having all of these other issues. That's why after season 0, we're in season 2 now, right? No, we're not. It hasn't been an advancement in seasons because the fact they said, you know what? We are gameplay first. Let's get the gameplay going before we do the next season. We haven't had a season 1, because we're pushing forward that. And that's why
2021, I 100% agree that they took a step back. Again, hindsight 2020, they realized maybe shit wasn't as smooth as we really thought it would be or as we wanted it to be. Before we move forward, let's take a step back, iron out the kinks before we move forward. And that's what I'm saying. 2021 forward. I think
that goes with
gameplay 100%.
What you said earlier, making this episode full circle here, you talk about the lobby screen, right? And what you guys first did as testers, what you saw as testers right before early access actually happened, and what you saw, and then you have what we have now. You're like, this is actually good, right? So the fact we're going into something new, right? So think about that. Like, hey, you guys did that before early access, what it was, right? Then we're going early access. This game is smooth. We love how this game is. Then you get 300 people playing this game. And it's like, wait, this isn't as smooth as we thought it was. All right.
Bro, like I'll be real with you. One of the craziest parts for me was how infatuated the entire community was about a HUD. When I'm just sitting here, like, I just don't want to get hit by this Gideon outside the circle, bro.
Yeah.
And everybody was like, new HUD when? And I'm literally just sitting there telling people like, bro, forget about this fucking HUD. This is a good HUD as we have it. It might not be the best, but the better one can come later. We have other priorities.
I never understood that argument. Like but I'm also that, that bedrock player that like, maybe I don't even use my HUD to the fullest advantage I can, but like, I never understood the whole point. I mean, I look at the HUD now and I can see how this one is better. Yes. Right. But you could revert me back to the old HUD and I can still sit here and enjoy this game. You know what I'm saying? Like that's not something that I was like, oh my gosh, we need a HUD. I know people who have quit the game and they were waiting for the HUD. Like, I'm not going to play this game until I get a new HUD. I'm like, okay, I guess I don't see what I'm enjoying it. But again, I guess maybe I'm not the person. I'm not that ranked player that's kicking ass out here. So maybe we'll have to talk to them instead.
Right, if you think about it, the individuals that were kicking ass with the old HUD were already kicking ass with the old HUD. The new HUD didn't make them better players.
Yeah, visually just look nicer.
So
that's all.
I also want to kind of focus on the other half of that sentence there, because they mentioned we're gameplay first. After over a year early access, nonstop grind to improve our game, we think patch 14 is going to be the right time to start getting our name out there and open the doors to new players everywhere. Now, correct me if I'm wrong. In layman's terms, that says patch 14 is going to be correlated with full release. Correct me if I'm wrong. It says patch 14 is the right time to get our name out there and open the doors to new players. Patch 14 is the right time.
So correlated. Okay, I guess it's all about how we're gonna word this, right? And
that's what I'm saying. I'm going based off of how they're wording it, because they're saying patch 14 is the time.
The word correlation doesn't go in there, and the correlation means that like what I'm understanding, what I get from you is 14 is full release.
Yes.
And that's not exactly what I get from here.
Okay, what do you get out of it?
What I get from here is like this, like next, like patch 15 is full release, right? Which would then, it would not be 15, it would be 1.000, 1.0.0, right? That's what I'm understanding, because it's patch 14 is the right time to start getting our name out there and open the doors for new players everywhere. Not like, hey, that's it, right?
Let me see. I don't disagree with you that one would be full release, but let me see if I can kind of jog your mind and see if I can get you on this bandwagon here. What if patch 14 is open beta, not full release? Where the game isn't officially fully released, but but the floodgates are open. Because again, bro, I can't get past the fact that it says patch 14 is the right time to start getting our name out there and open the doors to new players everywhere. Patch 14 is the one, not 1.0.
Right, but patch 14 is when they're going to start. What's the word they've used twice in the last two blog posts?
Marketing.
What are we going to do by marketing? We're going to get our name out there, right? So I think that's all that is really just as another jargon for marketing is what they're saying here. But they're saying that because we're getting the new players and opening the doors means that we're going to start getting like it's literally, I literally think we're not going to get a patch 15, we're going to get a patch 1. That's what I think we're going to get. I think that's what that's saying. That's what I'm getting from what they're right there. What's going on?
To me, lurks the question, why 14? You know what I mean? It's one of those, the confidence level when it comes down to like the last couple patches and the wording here, the confidence level that they have. Earlier, Mangu said like they're hanging up their hat. You're putting all your chips in one hat. Why patch 14? Patch 14, if you bring in all this other stuff, let's say on a best case scenario, you bring in a new map, you bring in AI, you bring in the mastery system. This is all new to the game, right? You don't know how that'll play out. Like, what do you have up your sleeve that you're actually confident enough that patch 14 is the time to throw your name out there? And I'm not saying it in a bad way. I actually enjoy it. Something about that
questioning
is amusing to me. You know what I mean? So, why 14? Why not wait for 15? Why not wait for patch 20, for example? Try to test out all this other stuff.
Because, well, one, the patch 15 is going to be another major change, right?
Mm-hmm.
Everything, when you see that middle number change, it's something major happen, right? You see that third number change, it's something minor, right? So we've had, we're on 1312 right now, so we've had 12 minor changes, right? Whether that be just balance updates or adding items or whatever it might be, right? That's just a minor update. So 14 being a next major update, they know what's happening, right? So while we've been doing these minor updates, we've done 12 minor updates, right? And we've been testing them and we've been showing them these bugs and giving them, the information they need to help fix those bugs. They've also been testing this 14. 14's already been tested a bunch of times, right? It's been, they already know it's similar. Maybe I don't want to get, make anybody think that this is going to come out and there'll be no bugs. There's still going to be bugs, right? Again, we've already said that with every patch, you're going to find something new. It's going to happen, right? But it's been tested. There's been a lot of things already been worked on. So when 14 comes out, they've already known what it's like. They've already been playing it. They've already seen what it's like. So they understand what we're going to be going into. And with it having the everything that comes with 14, what else do you need for full release?
Like I said, to me, this entire, like, the confidence level, this sentence is exciting. If they come out on patch 14 and say, you know what, screw it, I'm not going to make a mobile anymore, we're making it a Paragon Call of Duty, I'll still play the game. I'm enjoying it. You know what I mean? But
don't put that evil on me, Ricky Bobby.
I was about to say that's a wild fucking jump right there, bro.
No, but my point is,
Son just became the least favorite person on this panel right now by everybody watching. All right.
No, but what I'm saying is, when you come out with patch 14, especially those individuals that are looking for a certain thing in the game. Some people are looking for mastery kits, and if fails, it can pretty much shoot you, and you're shooting yourself in the foot. You see what I'm saying? That's what I'm getting at with this sentence.
As I said, they've already testing it. That's my point.
For us, it's not
what you're talking about failing. I don't think it's going to fail.
No, I'm not saying it's going to fail. It's the question that lurks. Why 14? Why is it 14 though? Because most of the stuff on 14 is going to be new to us. In patch 13, all you got was shrines.
But you got to pick a time somewhere. Like, you got to pick. You can't just. When is it going to happen? It's got to happen sometime. You got to pick a time.
I'll be honest. I think that sentence right there, if you took patch 14 out, would have been great. We feel it is the right time to start getting our name out there and open the new doors, or open the doors to new players everywhere. Because again, by telling me patch 14 is the right time to open the doors for new players everywhere, my mind just immediately goes, I thought the doors were already open. And you mean we're going to open them to everyone everywhere, even the ones that don't want to pay to play? That's how I see it again. And that's why, and again, could be a simple choice of words.
Okay, I'll dance with that a little bit, right? Maybe I won't fully commit to your side, right? I don't think it's full release, but what if they do
like an open beta, like I was saying? What if it's literally just like free weekends and stuff?
Okay, well, that's a different situation. Right? Open beta means open, like, hey, we're just like open now, like we're good, like this is what it is, right? But a free weekend, right? What if they do like a free weekend, or maybe even a free month, or something, whatever, something free, like to get other people in? Okay, now you've had that taste. All right, we're going back to our whatever we were before this. Like the free weekend's no longer there. You either have to pay right now, to continue playing, or you got to wait for a full release, which we believe is soon. How do you feel about that?
I'd be okay with it.
Ask you.
Yeah, go ahead.
How do you feel about that? Because I know how you feel about the monetary side of this game.
I think that's a great idea to have a free weekend that just let people experience the game. And then, because a lot of people, that's why they haven't tried Fault, is they don't want to pay for that to try Fault. I think if they had the opportunity to get in and play without having to pay, they might like it to the point that they would pay, that they would invest in Fault. I think another fun,
but I can see other people see that as a money grab, though.
What, them going for a free weekend?
Them go for a free weekend and then taking that freeness away, and then now all of a sudden those people have to pay. Like you're forcing them people to pay to play your game.
I mean, there's also the option. There's also the option to just simply give how many games, because they were given away for free for a week, exploded in popularity. Great example, Battlefront 2, already established, had to pay for it, had a core community, but nothing too crazy. Epic gave away that shit away for free for a week. Fucking broke records. They had to reinvest into this old ass game to get even more servers because they didn't have enough servers to handle the shit. Like it's very possible for them to literally just give away Fault forever for free for the time span of a week. Like once you downloaded it, you got it for a week because it's going to be free eventually, right? And then everybody that missed out on that week opportunity has to wait till full release.
So similar to what you're talking about,
but you're not taking it away.
Overprime did, but you had to send in an email or whatever, and you get email or whatever. You basically could download for that little bit, and then after that, there's a time frame, and now all of a sudden you can no longer do that, right? That's something you're talking about, similar to that.
Similar, but with the exception that everybody that did download it for free doesn't get that right taken away from them. You can always play for free into into full release throughout testing, etc. It was just a free exclusivity for like a short time frame.
What was going to happen? I think that people who download Overprime, they definitely thought they were going to continue playing it for that time frame. But
I even wouldn't disagree with them giving the partners some keys to give out.
We can't do that though.
Why not?
Because there's too many Smurfs, and that's all you're doing is you're just helping more Smurfs is all you're doing. Like there's no way to legitimately know that I'm giving this to an actual new player that can actually benefit from playing this game.
There's no way of knowing.
Yeah.
It'd still be a good idea.
I think it's still a good idea. Yeah, you can never control who's going to get the key and how they're going to use the said key.
Whether they're going to give it to their friends or whatever.
Promotional thing to do.
Again,
just like I think a free weekend would be absolutely amazing for Fault. I think that's a great idea. I think if anybody did look at it as a money grab, then they're fucking stupid, and I wouldn't want to play with them anyway. So
I love you, man.
I 100% agree too. There's nothing about that says money grab to me. It really isn't. I'll be honest with you. Part of me missed Paragon so much. Like I said, when I saw Windu's first video of Fault, I went in there and I bought the $49.99 one. I did. I mean, to me, it wasn't you know what? If I liked it, I liked it. I didn't like it, I didn't like it. You know what I mean? And I would never categorize it as a money grab. If they gave it to me for a whole weekend and I played it and I liked it and I decided to buy it, I don't see it as a money grab. I totally agree with Mangoose. I think it's stupid to even say it's a money grab.
I think the longevity of the game in itself has already proven that it's not just a money grab like some of the other projects that we've seen come up trying to defraud people, right?
Yeah,
but
I think there's a difference between money grab and straight fraud. Avantel was straight up fucking fraud. Like that.
Yeah.
That kid had no idea what he was doing in Unreal Engine and was acting like he did in order to get money for a product that was never going to come about. I think a money grab was introducing a battle pass for a game that isn't established whatsoever. I think Strange Matter, when they introduced that battle pass, that was a bit of a money grab. I don't think charging for early access was a money grab. I think that was probably perfectly fine, but I think the season pass was a bit of a money grab, but not fraud in any way.
No, yeah, definitely not fraud.
I mean, we all know that the battle pass was them testing out monetization and see how it would be well received, to even know if a season pass was even what they were going to do, if they could even afford to pump out heroes at the rate that they would want for a season pass and stuff, right? So that's why, like, back then I supported it, because even though it is another form of monetization, it is something that needs to be thoroughly tested out. Will the community receive properly this price point? Will the community receive properly the amount of content that we'll give them? Will they want progression-based content or time-based content like a season pass? These are all things that needed to be figured out at some point, right?
Right.
Which
and the distribution of it, you got to make sure that the distribution system is going to work. What if I bought a full release game? I bought into the season pass, and now all of a sudden, like, a quarter of your people that bought the season pass aren't actually getting their skins that they paid for or whatever, or their heroes that they paid for, and now there's something wrong with what's going on there. So just all that testing was definitely necessary, and I agree with.
Now, I'll be real with you. I'm still stuck on this whole open to the new doors. Mangoose, I want to hear your take on this. When you hear patch 14 is the right time to start getting our name out there and open the doors to new players everywhere, what do you get out of that? I
just think that means that they're going to step up their marketing campaign. I think we're going to see some actual advertisements, and I think that's where a lot of their money is going to go. I think, what is the figure? I think it's 60% of any game's budget usually goes to advertising. We haven't seen any of Strange Matter's budget.
They haven't done any advertisement
at this point, but I think it would be a good idea for them to do so, especially if they have this much faith that patch 14 is going to be the be all end all. Then this would be the right time to start advertising, getting people in.
What type of advertisement do you guys think they should do?
Like YouTube might be a good one. Maybe not on the level of fucking Raid Shadow Legends and AFK Arena and all that bullshit, but
probably really, yeah. YouTube
in there.
That YouTube algorithm is huge. They easily could advertise in a very similar fashion to a specific amount of people, not necessarily everybody with a cell phone, like Raid Shadow Legends does. But I'll be real with you. I think Google/YouTube AdSense and all that would be huge. You think advertising on Twitch
ads, like, man, every time I click on somebody's stream that I'm not subbed to, like, I have to watch that 30-second ad.
Yeah.
Like, I think that'd be a great spot to advertise it, especially because if you're on Twitch, the majority of the time, if you're on Twitch, you're watching a gamer, right? And if you're watching a gamer, it's probably because you're a gamer yourself. So if you saw an advertisement of a game that looked as beautiful as what Paragon did, that's what sold a lot of people to Paragon, because that game was beautiful, trailer. Right?
It's the trailer. That trailer killed it.
So if you get to see something as cool as that or whatever, like, or something similar to that, and then also see that it's free, because if they're advertising that it's free or whatever, that's huge. I think that'd be the best spot to do it. Well, one of the best spots to do it. I think Twitch is a great spot to do it. And then you can work with Twitch. You know, like they've already worked with Twitch before, but they've done the drops, you know, Twitch drops, you know, and you know, do some more Twitch drops or whatever, and hell, maybe down the line work with Twitch and do, because what is it?
Like Smite Twitch drops. That's a great idea. Like anybody streaming.
Could you imagine something like a PlayStation, right? If you got a PlayStation, so if you download Fortnite, right, and then you can get like a PlayStation skin, right? It's like a blue bomber,
just like an exclusive,
right,
for a platform.
So could you imagine could you imagine getting like a Twitch, you know, like Gideon skin or something? You know, that purple and then have the Twitch logo on the back or something like that, like.
Yeah, no, that's another huge opportunity too. Absolutely.
That's really the only way for them to go is Twitch and YouTube. Because what the fuck are they going to advertise on national television? Nobody fucking watches national television for one thing.
Hey, I would love watching. Well, no, I think.
I'll be out in the newspaper.
So let me ask you, because
Super Bowl.
I don't know, but
I don't think so.
But let me ask you this, because yeah, we're considering Twitch and YouTube and everything, but there's different revenues, right? Ads are one revenue, right? Affiliate marketing is another revenue. Like getting individuals with a following, getting influencers with a following to try the game. Do you guys think that should be a good portion of the budget? Or do you guys think they should prioritize on ads, for example?
I think it should be a portion of the budget. Like, you know, getting, I don't know, get Tim the Tap Man in here to play a fucking game, whatever, get it, you know, just to get his 1K or however many K viewers he has watching the game. It's, again, you know, even if we get just one person out of that, that person's going to play the game, and if they enjoy it, then that word of mouth out of that person, that becomes even more advertisement. So it's still beneficial, right? Like, there's times that, like, there was a game that I was playing, and I when I was streaming, I can't remember the name of the game right now. I'll think of it in a second. But I was playing this game on PlayStation, and I got some really toxic viewers come in and just like literally just saying things that were against TOS or whatever. And I literally had to get a band of mods come in and start banning these people. It was really bad. And come to find out, I was actually the #1 PlayStation streamer at that time for that game, right? It was a smaller free-to-play game, but nothing crazy. It was, I was huge, you know. But something else has happened. But like, as a small streamer, those numbers were great, right? So I was like, I literally flirted with myself, like, man, maybe I should just continue playing that game, even though the community is very toxic in that mind, that I could ruin my Twitch career, but I was getting those good numbers, you know? So it's like, so I in my head, I was telling myself, but if I get one person to follow out of the 10 toxic people, that's still a benefit, right? I'm still winning. I'm still growing, right? So is it worth it in that regards? And so I think it'd still be worth it to do, you know, to have these partnered streamers come in, play the game for a little bit. You know, I can't remember what that's called. There's an actual thing, sponsored stream or whatever. You know, having sponsored streams, I think it's worth doing that. But
Paragon did that too, if you remember. Before release, they had this amazing trailer, polished trailer. Nice action, nice music, sound effects, and everything. And I was watching YouTubers, content creators sitting there and looking at people's reactions. I don't know if you remember. They just play the trailer and say, "Hey, what do you think of this?" I think SMS needs to do that. They need to come up with a really nice trailer, a nice polished.
This is our game. Check it out.
Yeah, definitely.
And that's how I found Paragon. Was a variety YouTuber that I used to watch just happened to pick it up and start playing it, and that's how I ended up finding Paragon.
But I'll be real with you, I think, like a lot of people, I just found it on the PlayStation Store. But just randomly, I went to the free category and it slapped me in the face, front page.
I bought a PlayStation 4 way after it came out. I was like, all right, went and got it, but it didn't have a game. Well, so I bought it with it came with Uncharted 4, but I didn't play 2 or 3 yet. I'm that person, I gotta play things in order. So I was like, well, I can't play Uncharted 4, so let me I'm like, well, what am I gonna do? So I'll just download a demo, you know. So I went and looked. I was like trying to find a download a demo, and I found a full game. I'm like, full game? Like what? I'm like, let me look into this. I'm like, it looks good. Downloaded it, and here I am. Like I got sucked in, man. I'm addicted.
And again, when you saw that, didn't the trailer pop out first? PlayStation
Well, I
usually
mean,
does that, right? When
yeah.
you opened up. And the reason I'm asking you this is because Paragon, my cousin and my friends introduced me. Paragon was the type of game where if we didn't have all 5 of us playing, I didn't solo queue or play, you know what I mean? But the way they got me into it, they didn't come and say, dude, this game's badass. In our group chat, they just threw it out there. In our Discord, just threw the trailer out there. Just put it up there.
A trailer is definitely going to be great to have. I mean, and any great game or any great movie right now, you go out there, there's a trailer, right? And it's a great way to explain, you know, to let it explain itself to somebody, right? I can easily see the new Venom trailer and I try to explain it to my wife, but why would I do that when I can just show it to her, right? Yeah. Just here you go, watch this new Venom trailer, right? Speaking of that, I need to watch the first Venom because this new Venom trailer is looking badass, and I can't wait to watch it. Yeah, so that having a trailer is great with that, right? But like, I don't go on Steam and watch trailers of games to look for a new game that I want to play. But I'm also different because I just don't play games like that, right? I literally play Fault. I enjoy Fault, and then if I don't play Fault, I'm playing another game that I'm enjoying that I already have downloaded, right? I'm not just going looking for new games. So unless somebody tells me, hey, you know, Windu, you know, told me to get which one is it? Battlefront, Star Wars. That, you know, hey, it's free, go get it. I'm like, all right, so I went and downloaded it, right? Other than that, I'm not like go out there searching for games. So you got to have other ways to kind of get that information out there. So it can't just be a trailer. You know, you got to have something, you know, like the sponsored streams, like having Tim the Tatman. Again, that's probably going to cost too much. Let's not get him. Let's get somebody else probably, you know, let's get, you know, some of these big name streamers out there that just have 40K people watching them. That's 40K people that get exposed, right? And if you get 100 of those people to show up, right now, with the way the player base is, if we get 100 people to show up, we're happy. Okay, thank you. We just doubled our size right now. Okay, let's go. But the trailer is definitely needed. Trailer was nice, but then also you got to. I'm very happy with what SMS has done with their hero trailers they've come out with, and that you can see they get better as they go. So they're improving with that. So it's gonna be nice to see the trailer, their full release trailer they do come up with. But we, you know, don't expect, you know, an Epic Games trailer. You know, that's a AAA company, you know, in their trailer. If we get something up to that standard, great, you know. But I'm at that point, well, with it being an indie dev company, set lower expectations. So when you get when it does exceed those, you really enjoy what, you know, it got exceeded there. If that makes any sense.
I mean, for sure, but I think we've seen from them in the past that they can deliver a pretty entertaining trailer.
Oh,
yeah.
Like, for example, Grim and Decker was a great fucking trailer. Like, Grim and Decker trailer alone, I'm pretty sure got that player base to fucking spike like crazy. Whenever we saw it dwindling, and Grim and Decker spiked it up quite a bit. That was a very well-made trailer. And we've seen a Gadget trailer and stuff like that. So, and for example, like when Grux got released, the trailer showing Grux, his scream, his kit, like they have very, very good people in their toolkit, so to speak, that can output a very good trailer. So I don't even doubt that, TBH.
What about the way, again, like Overprime went, have the devs play a game, not even the partners, nothing like that, just a live stream.
You're just trying to piss me off,
advertising, huh?
You're just trying to piss me off.
Why? I mean, marketing. Why?
All right. Why not? I know this is a fault partner panel, but that whole marketing thing for Overprime pissed me off. Like that, literally, like you guys have been silent for fucking how long now? And then the first thing you come out to tell us is that you're gonna tease us with the game. Like you're like, hey, we're all gonna play this game in front of you. Like literally, the last thing you said before you went quiet was we're working on getting to Steam, and we've heard nothing since then. Nothing, and all of a sudden now here you go. Look at this game that we're able to play, but you're not able to play it right now.
But you can't compare though. Fault hasn't been quiet. Fault has been giving you every step of the way. All I'm saying is for new player base as an advertising, you funnel into one stream or two streams and you enjoy it. And it's not mostly for us, it's for newer player base that are gonna look at it and go, dude, I want to play that free weekend. You know what I mean? This looks badass, aside from a trailer.
Yeah, I think their dev streams that they mentioned that they're gonna start doing probably is going to take that role, because their dev streams in the past have been like an update of what's coming and then a little bit of gameplay at the end
and then a showcase. Yeah,
because I wouldn't like compare Overprime. The reason I wouldn't is because you're absolutely right. You stay quiet and all of a sudden now if in the future Core comes up with gameplay, I'm gonna be like, dude, we didn't hear crap all this time from you guys. I would say the same thing.
Core.
But Fault has been giving us every step of the way. And Fault, like I said, like even Mangu said, this patch 14, this is like confident. Like this last sentence is pure confidence, and I like where it's going with it. I enjoy it.
Yeah, no, I agree. I agree. I stepped away for a second. I heard what Mangu said, and I think this is all marketing, and that's what they're saying. That this is open. This is a great spot to start marketing. And we're going to get that going. And I'm excited to see what they do for marketing, because it's only going to get better, I think, especially when we start marketing. Like, I don't know. I enjoy that. I played the game last night with Mangus and we had a blast. You know, I guess I'm speaking for him, but that's literally what we said last night. We had a blast. So I had a blast playing the game. And I can sit here and I can play the game. We can literally end this right now and start playing the game again. And guess what? I'm going to have a blast again. But now when you start marketing and we're going to start bringing more people in and we're going to have we're going to literally just do I can't wait. Because you know what? I am bronze tier I'm fucking bedrock tier, content right here. And I can't wait to actually get an AI mode and to start looking at builds. I can actually go to fucking Windu's Discord and find his builds that he has and start testing out his builds, and maybe I can tweak them out to be like, all right, this actually fits my gameplay better, but work with his builds and go from there. Like, I can't wait to start doing that. And then the next thing you know, I'm the best ADC in the game. All right, I got you.
If they could have AI mode as a Steam demo, that would be fucking huge.
Oh, I didn't even think about that shit. Like, have it as a demo and all they can do is AI mode as a demo.
Yeah, like maybe just you can only play one here. Maybe you can only play Murdock, like the most basic bitch of Paragon. Which,
ouch!
Not shitting on Murdock. he's good, but he's pretty basic. He's an easy character to get into when you're.
And I still suck. Imagine.
or even one character from each role.
Yeah, something like that. And just let people play against AIs and let them get a feel for it as just a free demo. I think that would be pretty big for them.
At least until full release.
Because I personally, I'll go into Steam and I'll specifically look for games that have demos just so I can give them.
So that's a thing. Again, I built a PC for Fault, so I'm not a Steam guy. I don't know anything about that. So that's actually a thing that people do that, right?
I go to the free to play all the time, and there's a million demos in there to try for sure.
And then Windu will also get his thank you at the end of the game. It'll say thank you for
trying
your free demo.
Yeah, bro. But again, bro, that's huge. That is huge. Thank you for participating. We look forward to see you in the full game. Fucking massive. You have no idea how impactful that could be.
All right,
shit.
So that's the mess. You're watching this. I understand that, right? Make AI demo, and then at the end of it, make sure you put that thank you up there. Windu's not going to see it because he's not going to play the demo, but make sure you put that thank you up there because it is huge.
Make sure you have Sparrow walking down in a sexy pose, and thank Windu specially.
Thank you, Windu. You're our only hope.
She can shoot an arrow and it goes through a heart that says thank you.
Hey man,
on AI in easy mode.
Troll me all you want. Troll me all you want. A thank you goes a long way. Troll me all you want. Thank you goes a long way, and I really think they should Thank
All
the
I can
community
see
more.
is the ending screen now is be like a I Love Lucy or whatever, and Sparrow shooting an arrow into a heart. And it goes black and white, and it says "Thank you." The end,
And then roll credits.
You're
credits.
You're always in my thoughts.
Marketing, Ryan Red.
Bro, Ryan's probably writing all this shit down. Be like, you know what? Actually, I love Lucy. Like,
And you can have the backdrop as little mustaches coming down.
Can we get mustache skins for everybody?
Just for the hell of it, little swirly.
yo, I fucking can't, bro.
Oh, I'll give Decker a Dirty Sanchez. That's for
Wow. This panel just went dark.
I can't with y'all. So,
Maybe
But
that's
Windu,
what
how would you
SMS meant.
feel though at the ending screen, those end credits? They just went like up like Star Wars monologue or prologue, whatever it's called, but prelude, whatever it's called.
I'd say be more original. As much of a Star Wars fan as I am, the only thing Star Wars related I ever want to see is maybe a Star Wars inspired skin that they don't get sued for, because that's a very fine line to go down the road. Very fine line.
As you have Sparrow thanking you, the losing team is standing in the back, sad with their heads down, upset.
Just give Decker a fall season skin. You know, a basic bitch fall season skin. It looks like Han Solo. It'll be the same thing.
Sure. Sure. Yeah, whatever. Anyway, so is there anything else specifically you guys want to talk about before we conclude here?
talk about Decker's ass more.
I can't. I can't.
What if they just have the lava design going down just a crack in the back? That's all you get a view of.
All right, bruh. Get me out. Y'all are something different. Get me out.
I think we're done.
Yeah, let's.
Mangoose is over there getting ideas.
Bruh, I'm all right. Let's.
Give her Twin Blast assless chaps, and I'll be happy.
Bro, why Twin Blast even has that is beyond me. Don't even get me started on that skin. Don't even get me started on that skin.
Oh shit.
How Twin Blast ended up being the cowboy is beyond me, bro. I can't. But let's go ahead and wrap it up. Because quite frankly, at this point, these guys have clearly been here for too long. So much love. Thank you, everybody, for watching. That's been watching so far live and on the YouTube. Let's give a quick little shout out here to Stunt and Mangoose. Stunt, you got anything you want to say to the people?
I mean, after all of this, it's just exciting. I can't wait. I can't wait to play with all these new and old players. Honestly, I'm having a fun time. If I wasn't, I wouldn't be on this panel. It really means a lot, especially from the Fault community. Like I've had many times many people who've helped me in game and out of the game. So it's amazing. I just want to thank all of them, and I want to thank you guys for actually having me on here. It means a lot.
For sure, bro. You're almost in every single video commenting and helping us out and doing little Boris edits and shit.
Yeah, no. Yeah, it's not. You're great, man. We're glad to have you, and I extend the reach out to anybody, anybody who, if you have a webcam and you want to come on and talk Fault with us, hit me up in the DMs, my Discord or whatever, or whisper me on Twitch or wherever you see me. I don't know. Find me somewhere. I'm everywhere. And we'll get you scheduled up, and figure out when we can do this.
Positive views, negative views. We're up for a healthy debate, by all means.
Yeah. You can be negative all you want, just don't be an ass. That's all we ask.
And speaking of I'm just kidding. So Mangoose, I'm sorry, bro. Yo, thank you again for being here, Mangoose. Anything you want to say to the community, bro?
Oh, it's just nice to meet Stunt. I've seen him in the comments quite a bit. Nice to meet you, bro.
Likewise, Mangoose. Likewise.
Bearded, I'm going to talk to you later about getting one of those reach arounds that you offered everybody.
Dude,
I can do that after the show.
Yeah.
I think
we had
Mangoose
this discussion last night. We're a great team. We're a good duo, Lane. Okay,
we are.
I think Mangoose's honest overview of Decker is gonna be with. It's gonna end with twerk with Decker today.
Her new name is Twerker, not Decker.
Oh my god. Yo, and Bearded, anything you got to say to the community?
Hey, enjoy it. Stick with us. 14's coming. It's gonna be a blast. I appreciate you all coming and watching, either live or on the YouTube channel. We'll get you on the comments on the YouTube channel. We'll get you in the comments here on Twitch Live every Friday. Come hang out. It's a blast.
And as far as me, I'm telling you, bro, mark my word. It's with that last sentence, I'm pretty sure 14 is gonna have more of a bang for your buck than we're planning, because they've been too careful about their wording. I mean, granted, their wording is not the best at times, but slightly. But their wording definitely is very deliberate there. Whether I'm reading it wrong, whether I'm overthinking it, who knows? But that wording was used for a reason. So we'll see what opening up the doors really truly means and how they plan to do so. But again, thank you so much. Much love. And till the next one, right?